Hello, people. I'm running a little late. Hey, Shannon. Everybody hear me? Sounds so quiet. You drop the link. Copy, paste. Good to go, and enter. Can everybody hear me? Man, it seems so quiet in here today for some reason. What's up, Hojo? Mr. Garvey. Hello, Raquel. My brother George. Can you hear me, George?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Something sounds so daggone quiet around here tonight. What?
You
Cool
might
gun.
hear a quick echo. I need to
I've
put
only
the
got one
volume
thing
off
up.
on this other one right here. Just
Loud and clear. Thank you, Coogan. Hello.
got it.
Hello, Deb. Say hello to Mr. OJ for me. Oh, maybe OJ's in here also. You have them both in here. Hello, Deb and OJ. Christy, she get back into Texas yet? Or she never left Texas, actually, I think.
What's up, Coffee Wops? Oh, Joe.
Let me back up a little bit and see who I missed. Alvin Shane, how you doing, buddy? Thank you.
Gotta highlight those
OJ,
comments.
Shannon, 805, Christy V, Quint. Hello, Quint. Dugan. What's up, Jeff? Sparkle. How you doing, Sparkle?
Hola.
Chris. How you doing, Chris? Tennessee Bushwhacker. I am going to pop that link up again, and I need to close the door to my wood stove before it starts sparking out the front door from looks of things. George, give me just 2 minutes, please.
No problem.
All right. I'm back. No one in the basement.
Man, that was fast.
It's just over there.
Okay.
I opened the door and threw some logs on there before I went live, so I wouldn't have to jump over there, and I forgot to close the door behind me.
After party. That's
Barbecue
right.
Mike. What's up, Mike? And BL, how you doing, my friend? Man, we need some music or something.
Careful on that.
So what if I play music, YouTube's going to say
Yep.
no? Or is it something you got to worry about after you really monetize more than anything?
I wouldn't play it. Well, if you're gonna play music that's already you pay for music,
I do.
then use that music that you pay for.
Okay.
Yeah, because I use Epic and I can play. I mean, it's music, but it's not. You know what I mean? It's not like what you hear on the radio or anything like that. What's up, Daddy Dutch?
Garvey. What's up, Mr. Garvey?
What's up? Hey,
Thank
Tom,
you.
I wanted to show you the camera that I use.
I'm not
Okay,
Raquel.
cool.
I wanted to play a new song that
So
I'm
this
really
is it.
near and dear to me.
Okay.
I have
And
it on a
that's
tripod.
And that's the screen on the back of it. Oh, the screen
Yeah,
opens
I'll,
up.
I'll turn it on for you and whatnot. Let's see here.
You got a new camera?
No, it's Tom is interested of buying one of these. So
Oh.
yeah.
What's up, Jason?
So that's what I use.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Lance, there's a feature on StreamYard that you can get music from.
Yeah, that's why I just seen Raquel saying something about playing StreamYard music.
But sometimes it can be annoying because it's a loop.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's for some reason it just seems quiet tonight.
Yeah. That's a good thing, though, sometimes.
Yeah,
Jason
Jason
viewers,
came
it
in
might
our
get a
live.
little loud.
Jason was in the live last night
whatever.
for a while. I thought he was in there wee hours in the morning.
What's
Do
up, Jason?
appreciate that, Jason. He had some good input on like
That's a
competition
good
cooking and stuff.
Yeah, he does. He has a good channel, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Make sure you
as a
guys
matter of fact,
type in Goodfellas to drop you guys' links, guys.
Oh yeah, thank you, George. It
Yeah,
should
yeah.
be turned on. I never turn it off unless
Yeah,
it
neither
acts
do
up.
I.
You
Let's see
could
if I
sing, OJ. Go right ahead, buddy. Mario, what's up, my brother?
so Mario.
Sundays always seem
Oh,
close.
Christy got it. Okay. I was gonna
Thank
put
you,
it in.
Christy.
Yeah. Thank you, Christy.
It worked.
You sure did.
Christy V. Christy
Coffee
V.
walks and whatever. Cool. Coffee
Yeah, they're
walks.
in
I'll be
Canada.
checking you out, but
They're in Canada.
coffee walks.
There's a- yeah, it's a husband and wife. There's Deb, and there's no one's OJ's her husband.
You have to check it out. Definitely.
They're
Definitely.
actually, I don't know how close of a neighbors, but they're actually neighbors to Peterson's farm. How you doing, buddy? They're actually neighbors to Raquel.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I was a good boy. I said Raquel.
I don't know how, when they say a full moon, how people go crazy. Okay. Well, there's a big moon out here tonight, and I tell you what, all I hear is nothing but sirens.
Wow.
Is that right?
Holy crap.
Yeah, I saw the moon coming up over the woods in the back there earlier, but I don't see it now. It's probably over top of me now.
Hey, Art by Sparkle. How are you, ma'am?
About 45 minutes from Raquel.
You couldn't resist.
I couldn't resist. Couldn't resist.
Lance, what's your watch hours? What's your time looking like, bro?
I am at 2,641 hours. 2641.
26:41.
Friday night's hours that were added.
Sometimes it'll take 2-3 days to catch up. Now,
time?
another thing I found out is if you're running your stuff on, in other words, if you're checking on all your stuff, or you put up a short or video up on your phone and then put it up on your laptop or stuff like that, they don't sync right. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
So before,
big time.
yeah. So before I said I lost 10 views on my latest video. Okay, that was from my phone, but everything's there on my laptop. So don't, if you're checking your hours on your phone, go to your main source, which would be your laptop
YouTube
that you
Studio.
sign everything up with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I did hear that. I did. I've not hear that. I saw that where there's hundreds of view differences between one to the other.
But see, what blew me away tonight was you were tapping 30 some likes.
There's a division. That's what's
Goodfellas,
going
and then
on.
went down to 11. I mean, what the hell?
That's a division, my brother. They're taking sides now. It's pretty screwed up.
Oh, is that right? God. OJ, remember, you promised me.
Tom Randy's at work.
Yeah,
Randy starts.
he was working nights.
He starts night shift.
Man, that's tough, man.
What's
to
up,
work
Charlie?
nights. What's up, Charlie?
Charlie, if you feel like we could talk about some fishing lures tonight, Charlie. This man, Ugly Dog Lures, if y'all want to see fish scales be put onto a
Really?
fish bait, this man
Wow.
will show you how. That's it, OJ.
I'm gonna.
But he will. He shares all of his information. What's up, Chris? He will tell you what he's using, where to get the product, where to get the blanks, what equipment he prefers. It's a family thing too. His wife, I believe, is his son and daughter-in-law, and I found them out through Christy, or I'm sorry, not Christy, Cottonwood, Raquel.
OJ, I just checked your channel out. I'll be watching.
Oh, Ugly Dog.
For coffee walks.
Oh, coffee.
I'm checking it out. Tennessee Bushcrafters, my man. What's up?
What's up, Chris?
Well, I tell you what, it was beautiful out here today. It was like mid-60s. Had a couple of windows and doors open.
Deb talking about the hike they went on. Says she almost died.
Hike. Not me.
70s in Dallas. I said a joke earlier about riding down the road, windows open. But it was 28 past 2 days and 60 today.
It was funny because when I went and got the mail today, it's Sunday, right? So I went up and checked the mail from yesterday. And the funny thing was, there was 2 advertisements. One was to go to Silver Sneakers, okay, to a gym for people over 65, okay, and the next
Okay.
one was for a crematory.
Oh, you're still getting them?
Yeah,
I'm glad I don't get those things. Those things creep me out. I did hear. So, where you call home? St. Mary's County, Maryland, Hojo. St. Mary's County, Maryland. I'm in a far southern tip of Maryland before you back into Virginia, going over the Patuxent River, I think it is. Patuxent, Potomac. I always get those two mixed up.
'60s here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was mid 60s. It was mid 60s today. It was great.
Yeah, it was pretty warm over here.
Raquel being funny.
Slide down the dunes.
So, Tom.
Yes, sir.
I am thinking about doing that falafel thing or whatever it is.
Chaffle? Yeah, come on. It's fun. It'll be fun.
I'm a little intimidated by it.
Why?
I mean, I don't have like a waffle maker type thing. Not that I can think of. I don't have one out here. I don't know if she has anything inside the house or not. But
they're $10. You go to Target or Walmart, pick up a single one.
I didn't think about that, Joe. Sorry. Born in Annapolis. Time's getting near, and Joe's like, "What the WTF?" I didn't even think about that, posting it like that.
I know it's getting close for me because they keep sending me shit out for the crematories. Come on, have lunch on me at Denny's.
Shannon says she's makes some things. I don't know if she has one inside the house or not, to be honest with you.
Egg and cheese, and you put anything else you want into it.
If she does, I haven't seen it in years. Anaphylactic. What did Hojo say about Annapolis? I didn't catch all that before I ever saw Joe's.
He was born in Annapolis. My grandfather and dad used to own a restaurant in the South
River.
On the South River.
Well, Hojo, you and TN Bushcrafter could have been neighbors at one point in time. Or darn near it.
He was up, I think TN was up by Baltimore a little.
Yeah.
Annapolis is a pretty town.
Yeah. I used to go there to do all the demonstrations and give testimonies on behalf of the Second Amendment. Yankee Kyle, how's it going, buddy? Gives Second Amendment speeches and stuff like that in front of the court.
Hey guys, I'm sorry, I gotta jump off real quick. Wifey's calling me downstairs. I know I told you I would be on here a little bit longer, but you guys have a good evening. I'll try to tap in later on.
Okay, George.
George, take care, buddy.
Yeah, see you guys later. Take care, man.
Right,
okay. What's up, Brian? I'm still trying to catch up here. Got behind. Chef, how's it going, buddy?
Come in quick. Everybody come in pretty quick.
Yeah. I haven't figured out that slow mode thing yet. I mean, I was It should be easy for me, but slow mode.
Yeah.
But I don't see the button that says slow mode.
Let me check. You have to go. I think you have to go into settings, and I don't know if that is a YouTube, or I don't think it's on StreamYard. I think that might be a YouTube setting.
Sending
I
invoices. Jeff. But I was talking to someone. They were saying something about. So they want. So it costs like $10,000 for a cremation, and they want $8,000 to dig a hole for that pile of ash to go into the ground. I said, "Are you kidding me?"
Hey, but you know what happened? I told them all. When I kick the bucket, I don't give a rat's butt what you do. I could care less.
Yeah. Joe, Tater is starting to work night shift. Well, I thought it was tomorrow. Maybe it's tonight. I thought it was Monday night, but maybe it is tonight. And he'll have off Friday, and Saturday. That makes sense.
It's a YouTube studio. See, Chef knows the slow mode. It's a YouTube studio setting.
Okay. Drunk Chef saying that chili looked good, Tom.
You know what I did, Roger? I used a little bit of everybody's spices in it, and I a little bit of tomato paste from the can, like a tablespoon from it. That was the only thing I used from a can. But I tell you what, it wasn't the initial shock of the heat. At first, you didn't taste it, but it was at the end of it. I'm going to talk. Well, I'm going to thank everybody. Oh man, it hit.
Hey, I'm sorry, Tom. Yankee
That's
Kyle. If you Kyle rather, if you could type as I'm doing in the comments here, it will it's supposed to, well, Christy checked it out earlier. It'll post your link up automatically to your channel. Yankee Kyle is a great supporter. He's only 8 away from being 500. See, we can't, he's unless you have something against the Yankees in baseball, y'all should do fine. Lance, with your title, y'all talking about dying is scary? No, I didn't even think about that, Jason. Until Joe had said something about the title, and I just had never thought about it. Told my boys to take me out back 40. Yeah, I ain't proud of my back 40 being on someone else's property, unfortunately. Let's go. Brian passed up 500 subs today.
Oh, he did. Cool.
Yep. Oh, Chris is going to be in Arlington. Congrats. Oops. So what did I miss for dinner tonight, Tom? Chili, it sounds like.
Yeah, that was a collab I was in with Not For Nothing
okay.
Homestead, and tell you, it was good. I used brisket. I always use brisket. I never used chopped meat or anything throughout the year, so I always did brisket with for my chili. 9 times out of 10, after I smoked it, then I would make cut it up and finish it off in the chili. But this was straight up. Yeah, it was good. It was really good, if I must say so myself.
Somebody dropped your. Oh, you dropped your link.
No, that's for Yankee Kyle. It didn't pop up the way I wanted it to, but.
The only thing I've cremated lately was my New York strip. My chili is used to make your death look like a crime scene, and the cops will take your corpse away for free.
Yeah, but what are they going to do with you after they put the toe tag on you? Who's it? Somebody, one of the comedians said, the two worst kinds of real estate is cemeteries and golf courses.
I could get that. Golf courses for sure. I mean, they look pretty, but
you know what? Out here in Vegas, they're starting to have a little problem with them because they use up a lot of water.
Okay.
Yeah. So
What's up, Simon?
it's becoming a thing
Uh,
becoming a thing on the news. You know.
Chris. You're gonna test my memory skills.
Go back to you. Go back to YouTube.
Where's Raquel when I need her? Or Tom? That's right. You walked me through it last
Yeah.
time.
Go to settings right now in YardStream.
On Yardstream?
Go to YardStream because you got to copy it first.
It should be copied already because I just posted it.
Copy it again because you want to paste it over to YouTube.
Right.
Okay, so copy that and then go over to YouTube. Go down into where you would type into the chat.
Right.
Okay. Pin it.
Come on, chat. Well, I don't know why it is what it is. When I do something like this, if I open up a second tab, it takes forever for the chat to pop up. I'm still waiting for it to pop up.
Yeah, it does. Mine does the same thing. I don't know why. I got you muted over there for some reason.
Still, no chat. 30 watching. Y'all hang in there with me. We will. This is crazy.
Does Guggen have it?
Why it does that?
Yeah, Guggen just popped it up. So
he did.
Yeah. So now go to Guggen. Okay.
Well, I can go ahead and post it. It just popped up.
Okay, so go
Paste.
put it on, paste it there, and then hit the arrow.
Yep.
And when it comes up,
three dots,
and hit
pin message.
Bingo. It's there. You are there.
Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? I saw Quint come through here. Lance and us and I go to 6 a.m. Yeah, I try not to, but I am retired, so it doesn't really make a big difference. Thank you, Guggen.
One of the last. Go ahead.
Hello, Dibbin. I've heard. That's a Sheena person, Dibbin. I've heard her mention Dibbin many times.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you that's from Yankee Kyle. He said he shared the link.
Yep, Dibbin. Oh, he's from Texas. Yeah.
From St. Mary's County, Maryland, Dibbin.
I made the fatal mistake today. You know, when you start a project or something, take me 10 minutes to do it. I went to clean my oven today. I got down on that floor, buddy. I needed a crane to get the frig back up. So, Lance, I see your what do you got? 1,050?
Yeah, I'm bouncing between 1,057 and 59. I've went up to 59, come back, go up 59 and come back.
That'll stabilize out. That'll just worry about your watch hours. Okay. Share yourself out, go to different places and do stuff like this a couple hours,
Yeah.
You're not gonna get 2,600 people to watch a 1 hour thing on you to get there tomorrow. So
yeah,
but doing this way, keeping it all square business, you'll be all right.
Yeah, you just gotta keep them entertained, I just sometimes that's a little hard, get different personalities on the board, on the panel and stuff like that usually helps things out.
Mm-hmm.
Or if the chat is asking questions and stuff like that, obviously that helps out, keeps things going. So sometimes you can't think quick enough to what your next question is going to be or your next topic is going to be.
Yeah. See, the other problem is that's why Wednesdays we're going to start doing pre-recorded stuff. This way the chat is where it's all at, not anybody up on the screen. You have 4 people up on the screen and have nobody in the chat. You're going nowhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that chat is very important to have somebody keep up on. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when we're talking back and forth, and the next thing you know, we're way behind the chat. All of a sudden, you see your chat numbers start people leaving. You lost them, baby.
Yeah.
You know, so keep everybody's interest.
So you won't go live then with that. You'll
Yeah,
just put like a video.
The video will be almost like doing a premiere, okay? But we'll pay more attention to the chat. We're going to give it a try, see what happens.
Yeah.
And what we want to do is, because we're going to do it that way, is because not everybody is on our time frame. So some of the people that you want up.
I didn't mean cut you off then, so I'm not understanding. I thought you were like doing an interview to pre-record that and then post it at a later date.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but a premiere, you have an audience.
Yeah, and it's a live. The premiere is a live audience that me and who's ever on. Me and you are going to do my live. Okay, I record me and you doing that. So you come on that day or that afternoon, whenever you can see it. Okay, and we watch it together and do the chat.
Right.
Okay? So people, hey, Lance, how did your machine work? And then you can answer that right then and there.
Yeah.
And instead of typing it up, you can actually answer it.
I was running Raquel's channel. I've done it several times, but I was told about the clearing the history thing. So I ran her channel again yesterday, and I was watching when she interviewed me for the embroidery work. And that was a great interview. It was a great interview. I keep running her channel because she needs hours also. So anybody feeling giving, make sure you run Raquel's channel also, Cottonwood Ranch. But I was watching that interview, and it's like George and I was talking about earlier before we went live. I said, boy, you sort of kind of see yourself up on that screen, and it's a totally different.
Oh, yeah.
You see yourself up there, I don't ever go back and watch these lives or anything like that. But when I was running her channels, I was actually on Kent's live last night into the morning, and Randy picked it up, and that ran into, I don't even know, I want to say 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:30 in the morning. And I had her channel, so I kept peeking over here to watch, things on the interview and stuff. But that was something I said, boy, I would look rough.
Chris, what's up, brother?
Another day in the neighborhood, brother.
I hear you.
Did you see my little picture?
Did you send me the little picture?
No, I posted a picture on mine.
No, I didn't. You know what? I'm not getting anybody's stuff for some reason.
We talked about that with Kevin.
Check this out. My son, on his tablet, he is subscribed to me and you and, a few others. He cannot view community pages on his tablet.
Wow.
It says they're unavailable.
Well, is it through Amazon?
No, it's not. It's not a Fire. It's a Google tablet.
Maybe because of his age, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
If he fired up his tablet to the point where he had to put his age in there. Okay.
I did all that, and I think it's kind of hard to remember what I set up, how. Because, I've got him set up on Amazon. I got him set up on the PlayStation. But, it's a lot to remember. I got to remember my own account stuff and his.
Yeah.
Well, I told you today, Marie hit the file.
That's my favorite.
That's what I was going to ask you. How'd that work out?
When you make plans for the day to do something, okay? And I started cleaning the oven just before she said, "Uh-oh." I heard from the other room, "Uh-oh." I went, "Oh, for Christ's sake, here we go." Right? "Uh-oh." I went in, she wiped out what she does her editing on. Wiped it out. Wiped out some of her photos. I mean, the whole thing.
Well, did you did you recover her other stuff?
Yeah, after it took me quite a while to do it because also the Wi-Fi went down for a little bit. So yeah, but I got it. I got it squared away finally. So
Yeah, I was the way you was talking. I was worried you was gonna like lose all her stuff from the past.
it came real close to that. Okay, but it wouldn't come back up on the screen. Okay, so I
Okay.
couldn't. I had to go to recover, and then I actually had to start a whole new thing. I had to go back 2 weeks to regroup everything, and then start picking and plucking and stuff like that. So what I did was I got this. I got this joker here. I'm gonna back her stuff up on the same thing. This way
Yeah.
I don't have a problem. But I mean,
Are y'all,
it's just silly how you hit one finger, boom, hit a button and wipe. You can
I
wipe.
know. I know. Well, I mean, it's like kind of not related, but a little bit. We got 2 PlayStation 4s, and one of them I've had since PlayStation 4 released. So, I mean, you're probably looking at about 9 years now.
Wow. Yeah, I guess.
And I'm thinking I need to back that thing up.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, like I said, just one stupid little move, and you're
Man.
done. That's why, Lance. I was kind of intrigued about when you told me about that everything on your embroidering is digital,
Yeah.
and the guy sets everything up. Boy, I tell you what, that can wreak havoc with you if something goes down.
well, I have. I could keep them all on a memory stick, but usually I will delete the memory stick after I get it loaded up because it's loaded up on a laptop over here beside me. It holds up to 400 designs on the onboard touchpad behind me.
Right.
But if I ever lose it, I can also go back to his system and request the copies from him, the files from him again too. So it's actually in 3 different places.
Will he charge you for that?
No, well, I say no. I haven't.
You don't know.
I don't know because I haven't tried it, but I would probably say no because after I pay for something and I download the files from him, like the ones I did originally, they're still there. I can go back to them and pull them up right now if I wanted to. So
last night, when Randy took over, and I heard Randy say, "All right, guys, I'm going to hang it up." I said, "All right, I'm leaving." All right. A little while later, my phone, I put my phone on. I guess about an hour or so later, you guys were still on.
he started to go down. I do, Raquel. I've actually have 2 of them now. I've got one for the cooking videos and I got one for the embroidery videos. But yes, and I think the ones I have are either 1 or 2 terabytes. They're not the best that you can get by any means, but they do work. I've backed up the cooking videos twice already.
Yeah, I do mine every other day. I run mine through just in case I missed anything. And
Well,
mine's
see,
2
it's like-
terabytes.
The cooking ones, I have no problem with that. The embroidery ones, even to this day, I have to refer back to those files. So it's not like I'm just ready to, to do away with them, to put them in a long-term storage. In other words, that's what I think of the external file. I've never gotten anything back out of an external drive. I've only put things onto it. I've never taken them out. So,
That's the thing I'm worried about too. I'm thinking I'm taking
See,
them out.
here's what I do. I've got I'm linked to the Google Cloud. I'm linked to the PlayStation or Sony Cloud. Like all my pictures and videos. if all my crap crashes right now, I can go get it back from 2 different places.
It's all right. That cloud stuff, they want money for that, don't they?
Well, it depends on what you're doing. I mean, part of this all comes back from like, I've got 2 PlayStations and I have a Sony phone. My phone before this was a Sony. And actually back then, I mean that was 10 years ago, it was running at 4K.
Hmm.
But a lot of the video editing stuff I have now is because I had that Sony phone. So now Sony's got some of the best video editing stuff out there.
Yeah, they had the thing out was something from out this way. I can't remember what it was, Las Vegas or something, through Sony. But
So I mean, I still got like like the different programs that you can like edit on your phone or whatever. I have the full program with all the add-ons and all that for free because I have that Sony phone.
yeah, see, I had DaVinci to start with, okay,
Right.
right out of the gate, and trying to learn. I tell you what, it's a great program. I mean,
Oh, I agree.
audio and stuff like that. But I had the free one, and I didn't know how long I was going to do this YouTube stuff, so I wasn't going to pay for a year for editing software or whatever. And then I turned around to where every time I started editing something, the screen would go blank and an advertisement would come up for me to join with that. And I said, nah, too much. So then Grumpus told me to go on to try OpenShot. He said it was free, and it almost had this, not as quite as good, but almost had the same thing as DaVinci.
Yeah. Well, DaVinci uses a lot of resources, like as far as your memory and RAM and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you almost have to have like a computer that is made for doing like graphic design.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what this is. I got all the requirements from DaVinci and had to get this. It's actually like a gaming computer. It's got all the extra cards and everything else that it requires, but I'm still on the free DaVinci because it's the free version's over my head. So I haven't pushed the issue with the pay for, I figure it's gotta be harder. So I hadn't got to that yet.
So the one OpenShot is free also, unless, and it's more of like a donation type of thing. So if you want to go and get some crazy graphics and stuff like that, you hit the donation, and whatever you put up, they'll let you have it, for a donation on it, which isn't bad, but there's an awful lot of extra stuff that comes with it that you don't see, like behind the scenes kind of stuff. So when Marie hit that button today and wiped it out, for me to get that back up again, I had to put on a couple different things, delete them, and then got it up running again, because it was almost like an upgrade type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to do it through Linux. The whole back. She's got a Chromebook that she does everything on. So it was like, I don't need this right now. I really don't need this. But
it's like Al used to always joke around about, Nicole having a wannabe computer. And that's what it was. It was a Chromebook.
Yeah. But for her, I mean, this is what she,
I agree.
She got used to it and let it go like that. But it was just very disturbing to see how things turned. You know what I mean? Like just one click, and then what people get lost is it comes up as OpenShot, okay, and it tells you which one's at Linux or Chromebook, whatever, so it knows whether it's on. And then another one pops up and says, click here or start here. Well, that start here is a total different program. Okay. It takes you to another place. So I had to keep going back and kicking back and kicking back and kicking back. And finally I got it. So like you said, Lance, the memory is like, whoa, what do I do now?
Why don't you show you my?
Shirley was asking me if she doesn't want a easel.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think she'd be interested in as far as like seeds and whatnot?
Whatever. She's very open to that.
Just whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever. What are we going to say, Lance?
We were on a topic earlier, I think, with the Popeye series.
Yeah.
And I didn't show you the picture. I wanted to show you the picture, but that's my Asian-inspired Popeye last night from yesterday.
Ooh.
It's broccoli and shrimp, brown sauce, carrots, garlic.
No, what'd you use for the brown sauce?
A bourbon, sweet bourbon sauce that I doctored up some.
Now you're
That
talking.
thing is so good. It's so good.
I love cooking with booze. I really do.
Yeah.
That sherry and especially bourbon. Bourbon was good in the restaurants. We always did because it always gave something different. You were talking earlier about, I think George or somebody said something about pulled pork with bourbon.
Jack Daniels, yeah.
Jack Daniels. Well, do you remember TJ Fridays?
Yeah.
That was their backbone right there. Jack Daniels. Every sauce they made, barbecue.
You can get them around here in that BJ's Wholesale Club, which is like everybody else's Sam's Club.
Yeah, we got them.
I don't know. I've had the pulled pork before, but I don't really taste any type of bourbon flavor or anything to it. But that's what it says: Jack Daniels,
Yeah,
spare ribs, and the other
there was one. As a matter of fact, I just read this article not too long ago that a lot of these places that are selling, what's the stuff everybody drinks down to little bottles? Tastes like cinnamon. Fireball.
Fireball, yeah.
Fireball. They said they're selling them and people got pinched on it because there's no alcohol in it.
Yeah.
They were selling them well, it's got alcohol. So yeah, I mean most of that stuff that's prepackaged and stuff, you don't taste the bourbon at all. It's probably a bourbon powder or something.
Yeah. Or booze. You probably could do that. I'm sure. As a matter of fact, I'm not too sure. I've even heard that before. Where powdered booze before. I think I have heard of that.
Them lenders, the chocolate with the booze, supposedly the booze inside of it, or it looks like booze bottles, stuff like that. It's no alcohol in there. It's just that flavoring. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Pretty wild.
I want to say howdy to everybody. Seen some people down there talking.
John's in the chat.
Just saying hi.
This is Zombie Prepper.
Here you go, John or Tom.
What's that?
My buddy from Baltimore or the eastern coast of Maryland. McCormick.
Oh.
Used to make Old Bay, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they do small batch stuff now. And I got to looking around on the internet a few years ago, and he's like, "Yep, I found it at the store. I'll send it to you. Malt vinegar seasoning.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
Powdered malt vinegar. It's small batch, Yeah.
I told you in Jersey after I got out of the restaurant business, I started building kitchens for his company, and they would test kitchens, and I had all the connections to bring in these different like a Vulcan or all these different types of commercial stoves and stuff, and it was mostly like test panels, but they would bring women, men, and to cook and try these different blends that this company was making. And that's what they did. They did flavors and fragrances. So, I mean, they would take, like McDonald's. I was telling you a story of McDonald's. They had a black helicopter land. I thought, what the hell is this? Look like Black Ops or something coming in. But on the side, it had two golden arches on the side. It was McDonald's. That's who made all their flavors and flavors for them for the French fries and stuff. So yeah,
Hey,
I mean,
zombie.
they'll make just about anything with a flavor in it. Nothing,
Yeah,
basically, nothing's natural
but
anymore.
it's like I'm one of them people that like choose on sunflower seeds, and a couple of years ago I found sunflower seeds. They were like they called them sizzling bacon.
Mm.
Well, I read the back and has this JD's bacon seasoning on it. So guess what Chris has in his cabinet now?
Yeah, I bought some the other day, and I saw they had ranch flavor sunflower seeds.
Yeah, but I mean, we
Yeah.
got like this sporting
Chris,
goods store. They've got.
I'm sorry, Chris. I
Go
just
ahead.
got another message. Remember, I said was my brother-in-law sent me a sick joke about someone that passed away. I'm getting a message right now. I got hacked. Sorry, I knew it had to be.
Yeah, that they had a big thing about that. That people were getting messages from somebody. I got a couple of them. So I wrote back to the guy. I didn't like the rat bastard to begin with, so don't worry about it. I get some strange things coming in.
It's a shame people don't have spend their time for better useful things.
Well,
Yeah,
you know,
I don't see what the advantage is. You know what I mean? I don't.
you got them people. They're going to try to make $1 any way they can.
Yeah, exactly right.
I'll be back in 5.
Okay.
I was trying to find that picture. I was going to show Chris, but I'll save it till then. I gotta find it first. Oh, there it is, right there.
So, Lance, what kind of are you using pastry dough or just regular dough or pie dough or?
I am using both.
Okay.
Both. I went into this with full intentions. I went out and bought a rolling pin and everything with full intentions of making my own pastry or my own doughs. But I'd be honest with you, I'm so happy with those that I'm using that I don't even want to make them.
For what?
Expeditionary Johnny
Yep.
had said something to the effect about he wouldn't use the jar. Let me reframe that. Well, yeah, he sort of kind of said that he wouldn't use the jarred gravy. He would use the packets of gravy. Well, I purposely went in there and looked at the jarred, and there's 0 preservatives or anything in them jars of gravy, and that's where I thought he was going at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting here making a statement that I want to try and eat healthier, make some use of the leftover products and stuff. And, I was thinking, well, that jarred, and I didn't look at it. It was the first time I ever made a pot pie was I smoked pot roast. And I wanted to make it simpler on myself, so I wouldn't have to focus so much on doing something right, and it being right. But then I bought that other jar for another cook that I have coming up, and I don't see anything in there that would be bad.
The pastry part of it, okay. You can't make it for what they sell it for, okay.
Right.
Number 2, you don't have the proper place to make it in. That's got to be very cold.
Yeah.
To do that, okay, or else it's going to fall apart. It's not going to come out right. So, I mean, like Pepperidge Farm, or if you go to a restaurant supply place, stuff like that, you're better off paying the money for them. Getting them, putting them in the freezer, taking them out, and doing your thing with it.
Well, that's what I just did. Actually, both of the ones that I purchased were Walmart brands. And if Guggen's in the chat, Guggen is in the chat.
Yeah.
Guggen did a tomahawk video that really took off well for him. And I purposely went up to Walmart, looked at the meat section not all that long ago, just to see, what it was about. Because you hear people bashing
Yep.
about the, the product and all that. And I was like, I got to make this decision for myself. And I went in there and I looked at the stuff, and I'll be honest with you, if I had a pocket full of money, I would have came out with a cart full of meat.
Exactly. Thank you, Sparkle. Yeah, I mean, out here, Lance, they have a Walmart just food. Okay, and I got to tell you something. They have some of the best produce, and the meat prices are like. Well, I haven't been there in a couple of weeks, but the meat prices were like $6-7 cheaper than where I go.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it's not the full cuts. Yeah. They do have some full cuts, but not because I buy bulk, butcher it myself, and I store it back that way.
Right.
But even to buy, like, tri-tip went up ridiculous out here. I mean, completely nuts.
Right.
So, I seen the flyer for Walmart. It was cheap. It was almost to where it should be. So.
Right. Well, I'll touch on what Guggen is saying here. They actually didn't have a tomahawk, but to be perfectly honest with you, they had the cowboy, which I'd rather have the cowboy cut anyway. I mean, I'm not going to eat that bone, that extra 3 inches of bone, and I don't want to pay for it either. Just because it looks cool. It just looks cool, And what's up, Terry? So the cowboy cuts are perfectly fine with me, and he's right. The chuck roasts do look great there, but I was perfectly fine with it. But while I was there, I got those pastries, and they were a puff pastry top and a pie crust in the rolls, not formed. In the rolls, you got to thaw them out and everything. But when I got 5 more boxes of each the other day, and but I went with a local grocery store instead of the Walmart, because the Walmart's about 40 minutes away from me. And so let me just see what they have here close to me. And I went in there and I came back with Pillsbury. Pretty sure I need to get the box out the fridge. I think it was Pillsbury puff pastry. And I'll be honest with you, I actually think the Walmart brand was better than the Pillsbury that I just used in this Asian-inspired Popeye.
Paying for the name. That's what you're doing, paying for the name.
Yeah. The Walmart brand was flakier on the top. The Pillsbury brand, and I spray buttered them same amount of times. They were cooked at the same temperature. They're relatively cooked the same length of time.
Yeah.
Give or take 5 minutes, I think it was. Because these were not frozen. The other ones I cooked were out of the freezer. The first round, I brought out the freezer and I cooked them. With this one, I just had made them and cooked it. So it didn't need to sit, in that little portable oven that long. But they just seem to me, it's like they're tougher almost.
Yeah.
Like to try and get the fork to go through it. I mean, it would go through, but then it got to a part where it was just, it's like you were crunching all this material up, and now you got to get through it all. Am I making sense? So it made it like pincer, and the fork wouldn't go through it. But I never had that problem with the Walmart brand of puff pastry. It just went around through it, got yourself biting.
Are you putting vents in the top of them?
The first time around, I didn't. I rushed that cook, and I shouldn't have rushed it. But I did rush it, and I really didn't, to be honest with you, think that I needed to cook one. Well, I got comments, and I'm grateful for the comments. I love my comment section. I actually enjoy replying to them comments, but sometimes I don't make them as long as some people are better with words than I am. But so I rushed it. I got them in the freezer. I didn't even vacuum seal them. I just put them in freezer bags and threw them in the freezer. And I did not vent the tops, and I did not cook it. So when I brought one out, the second part 2 of that leftover smoked Popeye, pot roast Popeye, once it cooked a little bit, then I went in there with a fork. I ran a fork through it a couple times, yeah.
Because that'll also, if you don't vent it, it'll also make the dough tough.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this one, the Asian-inspired one, they had holes in it when I made them. It was a mental note, don't forget
You know,
You know,
you'll get
pin
that
hole.
different texture. You don't want
Yeah.
to do it on the bottom ones, especially if
No.
you're putting liquid in it. But the one on the top, you want to let it go through. You don't want it to
Yeah.
fester in there, because that'll actually put a cap on the inside of it, and that's when
Yeah.
you go to cut it. It'll be
Yeah. They taste absolutely great. I'm telling you, that spray butter is a lifesaver. That stuff works good. But the next tool I want to get is the little thing, because I even made a comment. I haven't edited that video yet. I'll probably do that tomorrow. But that little thing you roll around it to put that nice little
Yep.
perfect print
Pastry
around the
roller.
Yeah, I haven't done that. I haven't got one of them yet.
I'm looking to see a Maryland style seafood pot pie.
Good night, Debbie. Maryland
what I wanna
seafood. Oh, that
And,
sounds good.
That's what I want to see you do.
I'm not a big baker
OJ,
myself.
thank you, OJ.
But I will say, over the last decade, Walmart has the best sugar cookie dough that I've ever found.
I can't hear this shit.
You ratting bastard.
Red bastard.
Well, see, Walmart's though, but I haven't been able to find it for at least 5 years.
Is that right?
It has like a slight lemon flavor to it. So I mean, now we've had to resort, the slice and bake kind of things,
Mhm.
Pillsbury or whatever. But I've told her for years and years, I think Walmart's got the best tasting dough.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
And I mean, that kind of dough, it's a pain to make. It really
yes, it is.
is.
It
And
is.
I've read some things. There's Jason Elite Smokers. He's it wasn't
You
him.
should be able to make you sugar cookies for long, boy.
Yeah, man, for me, you put me in the fridge.
No,
Put me
I'm
in the
talking
fridge.
about you. You
He,
should be able to make sugar cookies for long. About 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you.
what's up, Ricer?
My
Oh.
man's here. Dead broke. What's up, bro?
Hey, brother.
What's up, Anthony? Let's
Hey,
go,
guys.
Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
They get back
Yeah.
to the Walmart stuff. I mean, Barbecue Mike G. He works for I believe Kroger. I think that's what he does there. He's a wealth of knowledge about how the stores operate and stuff like that. He might be able to tell you exactly where they get all their dough from, because it comes from one company. They're not farmed out to everybody else,
Well, it didn't really look hard to make, but what they did say, and you said it yourself, Tom, is that it's very important to keep that dough as cold as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I've got a roll of phyllo dough
Yep. Oh,
in the fridge right now.
that's another one. Pain in the ass.
Yeah.
It doesn't. How can I explain this? The last place I worked at, okay, they actually had a pastry chef, okay, and she would make
Now, how would you try to keto that, Tom?
what's that? Phyllo dough?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't. That's something you walk away from. That's when you go to the bar and have a couple vodkas and say, "Hell, screw that stuff." But this woman would make all the dough, and after a while, come to find out, it wasn't cost effective. It wasn't, because the big claim to fame to this restaurant we worked at was on the Jersey Shore, right on the ocean. But they had, at the time, I guess mid '80s, they had what they called a $20 buffet. Okay, so it was from seafood to steamship carving stations, turkeys. We did it all, but she made all the own pastries for this place. So cost effective to make all that. Phyllo dough and make all that stuff. It just wasn't cost effective. So we started buying it,
Yeah.
for her, just for the overtime and have the amount of people she needed to help make that stuff. It just wasn't worth it.
All right, I got a question for both y'all. Not to exclude this fella down here, but y'all are both up from my region. Y'all been to Ocean City?
Yep. I lived on the Jersey Shore and used to vacation down in Ocean City. Figure that one out.
Yeah, Lance.
Yeah, I've been there several times.
Y'all know? Do you remember Paul Revere's?
What was the location like at?
Well, do y'all know, like, when you start walking down the boardwalk and you had like Thrasher's French fries and all that over on the beach side?
The boardwalk fries and all, yeah.
Yeah, you go on past that, and Paul Revere's like sat down in a bottle on the left.
No,
It was an all-you-could-eat seafood buffet.
Mm. No, I can't remember that one,
I mean,
unfortunately.
they had oysters on a half shell. They had Clams Casino, you name it. All you could eat, crabs or whatever.
We used to stay at a place called the Dunes, and right across the street from the Dune, that was right in Oceanside, and right across the street coming back out to the main highway.
You're talking more on the Delaware side, ain't you?
No, it was further down. It was further because we're down by Fager's Island. You know where Fager's Island is? Okay, in that area. And we would go to this place called Coins because the Dunes was like English. Okay.
Right.
They would have high tea and stuff like that. But we would go to this place called Coins. And I tell you what, every time I went down, they had the best, what do you call it? What the hell was it? I always told you, Chris, about it. Crab. God.
I think I've heard of that place there, Coins.
Crab Louie?
No, Crab Louie. What do you, I can't remember. I can't think of it. But anyway, they didn't make it the traditional way. It was all lump crab meat that they put in, and they did under the broiler and like in these boats.
Oh, so like crab imperial kind of thing?
Exactly. Crab cakes, basically.
Crab cake. Yeah.
Crab. I tell you what, these things were off the charts. And then you would get the shrimp, and you had said Old Bay before. You would get shrimp in a rough, and they brought them out in a newspaper. Okay, and if you sat at the bar, they put them right on the bar, and that's what you did. You opened it up, it had all the seasoning on it right there. You just sat there and pilled and ate, and it had the coldest beer in town. And they had music playing from 12 o'clock until closing. Okay, really good restaurant, really good food. It was local people that owned it and stuff like that. And then we go back. We'd be half smashed, and we go back into the Dunes, and go in and order King Louis at the bar, and everybody be going, shh, it's high tea, it's high tea. The manager said to them, shh, these guys are buying $600 shots. You just be quiet.
I think I remember that place called Coins, and it was basically just I guess the theme was an inexpensive luncheon or dinner like that, but they didn't do breakfast. Maybe they were just a lunch and dinner.
That was a bar, lunch, dinner, and they had music. Matter of fact, the owner played a guitar, so he had his own band.
Yeah, I remember that.
So they would go on with that. But they had all the seafood and stuff.
The place I'm talking about, if you were walking down the boardwalk, you had Thrasher's Fries, which, they had a line way down the road.
Yep.
And then there was that Bull on the Beach. It was a surf and turf place. And right behind them was Ripley's, believe it or not.
I don't believe it.
And then right across the boardwalk from there was one of them taffy shops.
Yep, saltwater taffy.
Yeah, and You walk
You're
maybe 100 yards at the most, and that seafood place I'm talking about was down there. But I would say when the hurricane hit, it probably flooded it because that place was down under the boardwalk.
yeah, you're past the carnival at this point, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I mean that was when Hurricane Sandy hit. Because I mean my best buddy, he showed me pictures. You know, 3 foot of water floating around downtown in Chrisfield. And I'm sure Ocean City got hit hard too.
Yeah, that Coins, Lance, was in a strip mall, and there was a 7-Eleven next to it. Okay, and what they did was they turned around, and Coins was doing so well when the leases came back up again. Okay, they said how much for the whole thing, for the whole
Oh, is
strip
that
mall.
right?
Yeah,
That's probably, I swear the name sounds all familiar, but this place was off the boardwalk. It
Yeah.
was on the main drag, but it was a building of its own.
yeah, they took over.
I don't remember 7-Eleven or anything like that.
Yeah, there was the 7-Eleven was at the end. There was a couple small shops in, because every year we would go down, they would take over another spot.
Yeah.
And they put up another bar and stuff like that.
And as you went down, as the numbers would go up, like First Street, Second Street, Fourth, Fifth, it was on the right hand side as you were going towards numbers going higher. Is that south yet?
I'm not sure.
Up Sparkle, would that be south or is that would that be south or east?
I'm not sure because Dunes was right on the water, so it was like a secondary street. Coins was on the main street, but you pulled in like alongside of it, the street, and they had another where the parking lot was. So you went across the parking lot like a sub street type of thing. Anyway, I tell you what, it was great grub. I mean, you can get back in the day there, you can get a steak, filet mignon, and two lobster tails back then for like $10, $11.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
great place.
A buddy of mine had a couple condos up there, and he had the money. I was a laborer. I guess the easiest way to say it. So he would have me up there, doing stuff for him. One of the condos or something. And we would get, because he would be there to help. I'm just being silly. I mean, he would pay me for being there, but he would always take you out to lunch or different. We leave his wife and all that would stay home. And last time we got there, we got in a little bit of trouble with the police officers and speeding down the road in his Mustang. But
yeah, good luck with that in Ocean City.
Oh boy.
we got in trouble. We had to go back for a court appearance.
Ocean City is like back in the day. I left that area when I was like 15, and Ocean City, even back then, it was illegal to sleep in your car. It was one of the only places in Maryland it was illegal to sleep in your car.
Wow.
I tried that back in the day in Ocean City, Maryland. I was going into my very first ever casino, and I was like, oh, this is fun. And, I'm in my car and I get this tap. What are you doing here? And I'm going, just sort of resting after I was at the casino. Well, you can't park here. I said, okay. So I moved the car and I went around to the casino and I was parking there and I didn't have a place to stay, and I'm like sound asleep. Yeah. What are you doing here? I'm like, come on, man. I'm taking a nap, for heaven's sakes.
I'm checking my eyelids for cracks. That's what I would have told them.
Last time I was in Ocean City, they didn't have casinos. Last time I was in Ocean City, they had them big, huge arcades. Back when video games were a real big thing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see Snooki or JWoww?
I mean, do they have casinos anymore there?
I
Ocean
don't.
City?
I don't
I don't
know.
know. I think
I've been-
gambling is legal again in Maryland, but I don't go to Ocean City anymore. That's for young people that like to lay on the beach and get burnt up by the sun.
Yeah,
And,
right.
Yeah, we would come out looking like raisins.
I
Yeah,
was
You know,
red,
I would just be a
drunken up
reflector.
reasons.
Yeah, I would just be a reflector off this white farm boy, country boy skin. But
I do remember going down there. You remember the jetty, the first jetty down from the pier?
Yes.
We used to see tiger sharks all around that thing.
Oh my
And
gosh.
we used to sit there and fish off of that. And we go swimming and bodyboarding and all that stuff. But I mean,
Really? Oh my gosh.
I was in every gin mill you can find down there. It's on
Yeah, right.
vacation. I didn't. My
All
wife said
the
to me, "Do
gin
we need
mills.
suntan oil?" I said, "Not where we're going."
All
My-
the mills.
my
yeah.
son wonders why I have no fear of sharks, I guess.
Well, that wouldn't be me. I'm totally afraid of sharks. I don't even
And I'm
go to the ocean. Of course, there's
Actually,
one nearby, so it doesn't matter.
if you look like on Google and all that mess, you can look on Google Maps and they have like different sharks that they've tagged and they track them. And I've seen some like going all around Ocean City, like in the bay and
Whew.
back out in the ocean, and
Wow.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah. A little intense if you want to swim there, but yeah.
Hey, Anthony,
Yes, sir.
how was the Palms since they reopened?
I never set foot. We cooked in the parking lot.
Oh, okay, all right,
I'm 100% being honest. Yeah.
okay, all right. Yeah, because you know what, they were the last ones to reopen again, and they
Oh.
revamped they revamped everything inside. And back in the day, the Palms was like one of the first to open up with the buffet. They were known for their food.
Well, aren't they the ones that were like owned by like the Maloof family or something like that? And they
Oh.
had like all the crazy like bowling alley suites and all that. I don't
So are
know.
you talking about in Ocean City or
No,
Vegas?
in Las Vegas.
Oh
Vegas.
yeah. Oh,
I live out in Las Vegas now.
I was
Hey.
in the Palms in 05. Actually, I did pretty good at the casino there.
Yeah, they
Hey,
closed
Clint.
down.
Just want to say hi to Quint.
Yeah, but Tom, they had a really good. They took really good. There was 84 teams. They took really good care. They had a really good spread. The
Oh,
crazy
yeah,
thing
they
is
did.
is
That was when it
the
cost
Pro
very
Bowl
little.
was in town, so the rooms were ridiculous
Mm.
for these. Pay $360 for a steak competition, and your room's $1,000. I mean, it
Yeah.
just was crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Wow.
I went to. I had 5 team members there. It's only a 3-hour drive, so I went to stock them all up. I got a new team member to get him a banner, and then I brought him back out.
I'm gonna send you my phone number, and then next time you do that, come out, give me a shout. I'll come out and meet you.
For sure. I didn't realize you were that close. I really would have stopped by. It would have been great
Yeah.
to meet you in person.
Yeah, not a big deal at all. I tell you what, that's what this out here is lacking. There's not many. How can I say? I shouldn't say this. I'll get in trouble. But there's not that many barbecue places. There's a few.
No,
There's one or two that are chain Lucille's. Okay.
yeah.
There's some guy up on the north, I think northeast or northwest. I'm not really sure, but you can't get in that place because the line is like wrapped around the place. He only opens for a little bit till he runs out. But from what I understand, pretty good stuff.
Wow.
So
I mean, I googled like best places to eat when I was there, and I mean, all the burger joints came up, like Fufu Burger, and there's so many things like Gordon Ramsay's and all the fancy, really name brand stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing came up for like Texas style barbecue or.
Oh no. I tell you what, they have a good. It's called Bootleggers. It's right on Las Vegas Boulevard. I go there quite a bit, and it's been since the 1940s. I think 1947. I think.
Oh,
Same
wow.
family had it, but they moved away from downtown. It was actually down by the Westgate, the old Hilton, and they moved up off the strip, and they moved up there. And I tell you what, they got really good food. So anybody that comes out, I meet out here.
Rep is awesome.
Yeah, we usually meet there. you know. Very rarely do I get downtown. Do I go down, with the crazies?
Yeah, the cool thing was is this was considered they called it the high roller competition. So it was dual stakes, so stake A and stake B, and then it was dual ancillary. So it was high roller hot dog and high roller shrimp cocktail. I was originally gonna compete, but just with timing and with work and everything, I couldn't do it. But when I was tasting those hot dogs and those shrimp cocktails, oh my god! I mean, the category is high roller. You're going for $1,000 for a hot dog.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. So like the stuff that people were, and then shrimp cocktail. So I'm thinking to myself, oh, I'm gonna get these big old jumbo prawns, and I mean, I had this grandiose, idea of like what a high roller shrimp cocktail would be like. For the hot dog, I was just gonna do a full blown like brisket with brisket pulled pork and slaw on top of a dog, but
Yeah.
So what was a high roller shrimp cocktail? I mean, what can you do with that?
I wasn't a judge this time, so I don't know. But the limit there was no limitations on the hot dog or the shrimp cocktail. It just had the term high roller, which means go all out, don't pull out any stops.
Oh my gosh!
Sparkle.
If you want to spend some gold leaf and stuff and get all crazy,
there
whatever
are a
you
couple
want to
places
do.
out here that shrimp cocktails start at $49.
Really?
Oh,
for 5 shrimp.
I remember going to Vegas when I was 18, and it was $1.99 shrimp cocktail down at the Frontier.
It's a Frontier, yep.
And the shrimp were about as big as the tip of your pinky, and there was about 30 of them with a bunch of ketchup in a cup.
The original Sahara. Okay, you go there and you play, and they give you a ticket. You lose your ass. They give you a ticket, and you go down to we call the regular restaurant, open 24/7. You get a surf and turf for $12, and with the ticket you get half off.
Been there for sure.
For $6 you get a surf and turf. I told my wife, I said, "Wow, this is pretty good."
I used to play at the Casino Royale and get a free room and a steak dinner every time I went there, just because I loved playing roulette.
Wow.
Lance was talking before about Tomahawk. Okay, so I'm more south of it, so I'm by Green Valley. So Green Valley Ranch is one of the casinos out here. It's owned by Red Rock. They have a couple places around. But I'm a mile away.
Green Valley is very high end.
So I live right like a mile from there. So there's a place called Hank's Steakhouse. Okay, so you go into Hank's and it's a martini bar, and they got some jazz music playing the whole bit. And I think the last time I seen a tomahawk steak, which is probably about a little bigger than the bone. Okay, the big bone sticking out like this. Okay, I think they wanted like 400 and change.
Oh gosh,
for the steak. So being what I used to do for a living, I said to the guy, I'm gonna see that chef in the back there. I want to know exactly what he's doing to the steak for $400.
Okay, here's one. So the Harrah's Steakhouse, the Harrah's that's on the strip, the one that's right there on the strip.
Yep.
I'm gonna date myself, but it was my old girlfriend's 21st birthday, probably in early 2000s. My dad got us set up. We had seats on the window, waiting for the sunset. They had the jazz band playing. Everything was amazing. Photographer comes over, takes your couple photo, all that good stuff. It was a bone-in filet mignon for $180.
Yeah, oh my gosh,
almost ridiculous.
And it came with a carrot puree.
That's the.
So it was basically a little hockey puck that was this tall, but with a giant bone, and it looked like something my dog threw up on accident.
That's horrible.
And a half a carrot.
Yeah. I'm not going to say it wasn't good, but I guarantee
that's just wrong.
I was just at a steak competition with 84 of the best steak cooks in the world. I will take a freaking ribeye all jacked up for a competition over $180 bone-in filet all day long.
Yeah, really.
When I lived in Jersey, I used to go once a week. I used out of my restaurant. I used to leave it. I had a limousine business. I was partners with a guy, and I sold my limousine, my part of it, to another guy who came into it. And part of the deal was every Tuesday he'd take me down. He'd come get me after work, and he'd take me down to Atlantic City. And I go down and do what I had to do down in Atlantic City. So I had to have a change of clothes with me because I smelled like the restaurant. I had to take the whites off, change clothes, but I still smelled like fish and
Right.
what are you wearing tonight? I'm evening in shrimp,
Yeah.
But yeah, but we would get
A little prawn juice,
yeah. So we go down there, and I met a couple friends of mine. So they said, "Hey, a new French restaurant opened up upstairs. You want to go?" Yes, well, come on. So we go up, sit down, and we had the dinner. French food's very small, very tiny stuff, and to me, it's just overpriced
Right.
and
Little
not
dab, little dab, little dab.
not my cup of tea. So, but they had a chocolate souffle for dessert. Okay. So out comes this chocolate souffle, and it had a tablespoon that was with it. Okay. And this is everybody's breaking it. That's too friggin' big, So I said to the guy, I said, "Can I get a teaspoon?" You see, sir, in France, they use a tablespoon. I say, "Listen to me, jerky. We're in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I'm a freaking teaspoon. I can't eat it with this big stupid spoon you got." I was like a big to do, but it's all it's all about this right here. That's what it's all about.
Right. That's funny. So Tom, you do barbecue, right?
No,
I'm sorry.
no, I'm the keto cook.
Keto. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm
Tried
He cooks
that.
the healthy stuff.
Tried
what
that for a
what
while.
I do is I cook regular food, but I don't add sugars or any carbs to them.
Okay.
So I have regular meats and certain vegetables and stuff like that. Just cut it out.
Okay. Cool. I think I did sub to you, but I want to make sure. Your site is
Tom Garvey, the keto cook.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Yeah.
I mean, I know I did barbecue. I'm not, not. I don't do as much as these guys do, but I mean, I've had my share of cues.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just teasing you. He does all kinds of cooks, but he's found a way to do it and make it healthier on you.
Yeah, and I like that. I like that a lot because there are times when I want to have something really flavorful, but I don't want to add all that extra stuff.
It became very commercialized. Let's put it that way.
Yes,
Okay,
it did.
in a box. Try this, try that. You
Right.
count your carb, count this. I eat regular. Eat when I'm hungry, and I've lost 58 pounds.
Nice. Nice.
Working on getting rid of diabetes.
Yeah, and that's why I started doing some of the keto because my husband has type 2, and I've wanted to, on the most part, because he cooks a lot, I cook a lot. We try to do that. We try to just stay away from a lot of that extra, the sugar, the the different grains, and we try to do that, and I do feel better when I do that.
The sugar's the killer. That's the bottom line. No matter how you add it up, it's the sugar
Yes.
and all the added sugars to different foods and stuff. So
Yeah.
if you eat as clean as you want, you can just. I don't miss anything. That's the whole
Right.
crux of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when I started it back in 2015, I lost 44 pounds. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
and then I got that poor me attitude. Why can't I have a slice of pizza and I'll start again tomorrow? Well, I gained 64 back, and next thing you know, they're looking to put a stent in. Okay, I had all kind of issues and stuff. Tried this medication, going to start you on insulin and everything like that. No, I'm not going to do that. Sorry, not going to do it. So I sort of took control, and then when I moved out here to Vegas, I upped it. I kicked it in gear, and
Nice.
like I say, then I'm 68. I'll be 69 in October, and some people
Great.
say, "Well, why are you starting now for?" I want to hang around a little bit more, aggravate people.
I know. I know. I'm going to be 72 in March, and there are times when I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to do what I want, eat what I want, but it makes a difference. It makes a difference if you take control.
Yeah, and that's you know what it is. It's the cravings. You kill the cravings. You don't have to worry about it.
Cravings. Yeah.
Well, I feel like having. Well, I want to have some potato chips. That was my downfall. That kind of stuff like that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm.
But
You had to say the word.
once you get past that, that's where a lot of keto, so-called keto channels, they make all this mock stuff. Okay, mock bread. Okay. And so they're making bread, and basically what it is angel food cake with less sugar.
You're right. You're
Okay.
right.
So I mean, I'm doing this chaffle thing only because it's just something to do with everything, but I don't crave bread anymore. And I was
Oh,
in my restaurant. I used to make all our own breads, and yeah, that was the one. That was the hardest thing for me to kick.
yeah.
Was the
And
breads.
me too, because I was a breadaholic, pastaholic. Pastas for me was like I could do it every day. I went to the gluten free, which helped. But it's still hard. It's
Yeah,
still
that's
really hard unless you're willing to cook at home and not buy all these prepared things, and just do it simple. That's
yeah,
where it's at.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we had a seafood restaurant, seafood and steaks. Okay, I still eat that stuff. What I can afford now, you know what I mean.
Right.
But I still eat that same way. I don't go crazy in for the potato. I tell a lot of people, well, I miss my potatoes and this and that, and you should have your starch with it. I said, show me that law. Show me that law. You got to have a potato.
Show me that rule, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't see none of that stuff. So,
Yeah. You're
Sheena,
right.
I know I'm going to see that key lime pie thing there, kiddo.
Oh yeah.
She made a crustless key lime pie.
Want that one.
The best key lime pie is actually in the Keys, to be honest.
Yeah, it is pretty good.
Jimmy Buffett's, man. Jimmy Buffett had a great key lime pie in that joint.
Mm.
Oh no, it's called the Key Lime Pie Guy. He's actually in oh god, what's the first key? Largo, Key Largo, and they have them out in the window because obviously they're all natural. They make the crust, but then they just put in the like I don't know whatever the mixture is. There's no baking. They you walk up and they're just sitting like in the window of the restaurant. But key lime pie is not bright green.
No, right, exactly.
Yeah. As a kid, oh wait, no, that's all fake. A true key lime pie is like a barely light freaking. I don't even know the color, but it's not. They're not green.
Almost like army green.
Yeah, but key limes in Florida are different than key limes in Mexico.
Yes, they
So
are.
people don't realize if you go to a store here in Southern California and you get a bag of key limes, they're not the same. They're different shapes and they're different tastes. Key limes in Florida are very sweet. Key limes here on the Pacific coast are very tart. So people get them confused. They just think they're all the same.
That's why. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Anthony. Go ahead.
I was saying the house that we rent in Florida, Marathon Key, has the key lime tree in the front yard. And the first time we showed up 10 years ago, we were like, no, you got to be kidding me right now.
when I lived
like every beer we drank, it was just like we had like bags of key limes everywhere we went. It was so amazing.
Key lime margaritas, key lime martinis.
Everything was key lime. Yeah.
The first.
Go ahead, Tom.
Sorry
to cut you off.
Key lime gimlets.
Exactly. The first time when I bought the first place in Florida in Tarpon Springs, when we walked the property, I said to the woman, what are them trees in the back there? She says, that one's a grapefruit, that one's a lemon, and that's a lime tree. I told Marie, get the vodka. We're home.
Yeah, we're not moving. We've got fresh cocktails forever.
Right.
Yeah. It was
I love Florida. I mean, I would have a house there. The problem is with the hurricanes and stuff like that, me being privy to the Keys, I couldn't risk losing all my stuff down there.
I lived there for 5.5 years, and too hot. Everybody says, "Oh, too hot." You move out to Vegas. Different. It is a
dry
different
heat. Dry heat.
That's why I love Tucson, because it's a dry heat.
But I'm comfortable in the valley. And I look at my balcony. I can see downtown. I can see the planes coming in and out of Harry Reid, and I'm good to go.
I can do 110 all day. I can't do 90 and 90%, 90% humidity, 90 degrees.
Yeah,
that's Florida. That's the difference.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I lived there for 8 years, and every day I went to work, I felt like I needed another shower. And
Yeah.
you know,
You don't wear white normally. You don't have a convertible.
no, no, I love the dryer heat. It
Yeah.
suits me better, and I can function even in I was in Yuma 120, and you know what? It was like
It's
walking
different.
into a dry kiln, a
Yeah.
dry lumber kiln.
If you have bad joints or bad respiration and you're in that it's terrible for you.
Terrible.
That's
Yeah,
like Palm Springs in Arizona and Vegas is such a flourishing community for retirees, not to pigeonhole
right.
or put anyone in the category. But the bottom line is you're good. Your lungs are great. Your joints are great.
Yeah.
You
Yep,
can handle a little bit of heat because you're going to
absolutely.
be inside. You can get away with a swamp cooler. You don't need a full AC unit.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
try living in Florida and running a swamp cooler. That's like living in an ice box in Alaska. It's an oxymoron. The worst thing ever.
My air conditioner never shut off in Florida. I mean, we had 1 month, maybe February. We moved from Tarpon up to Hudson, and I was
That's
right on the
because
Gulf.
you want to get because the AC actually is taking the moisture out of the air. That's
Yeah.
that's the least you can. I remember we would get there to Boca Raton or what's Plantation. That's where we started our base before we got on the Keys.
Okay. Yeah.
And we get to the restaurant and it'd be pouring rain. We'd sit in the car for 20 minutes, walk into the restaurant with our feet soaking wet because the parking lot has puddles in it, have a great afternoon drinking, having lunch, sunny, and then the same thing, pouring rain the whole entire way home.
We used to go to Palm Pavilion in Clearwater and sit at the bar, everything wide open. Okay, they have the little canopy on there, and it would rain. 5 minutes later, sun be out, bake. You could actually see the steam coming up off the
Yes,
sand.
yes,
Okay? And then sit there, have a couple more drinks, and then rain again.
yeah.
You remember? Wow, boy, it
I
just
know
don't
when
stop.
I was in Orlando, 4 o'clock every day, downpour, and Pompano Beach. I lived in Pompano Beach, Fort Lauderdale, and yeah, it was like, no, I hate it. I really, it
You're in
got to be
Phoenix now.
too
You
much.
said you're in
Couldn't
Phoenix,
handle the humidity.
Sparky. You're in Phoenix. You said, or you're out west here?
Tucson,
Tucson. Okay, yeah,
Oh,
great
Tucson.
county.
My sister's in Tucson.
really?
Yes.
Whereabouts? I mean, I'm in Oro Valley. I'm right on the line. I'm in Oro Valley, right on the line of Tucson and Oro Valley.
You know what? I don't know that part of Arizona to say like a geographical location in Tucson.
Right.
I just know that my phone says Sissy Tucson.
Nice.
That's all I know.
Nice.
But
Yeah, we love
being
it.
in California, I mean, I can be in there. I was in Nevada in 3 hours yesterday. I've seen Arizona in 3 hours. We're so close where we're at.
Yeah.
I grew up with a house in Lake Havasu. My grandparents had a house
beautiful there.
in Mesa. Before they both passed away, they had a house on the Mesa Verde Country Club there in Indian Wells.
Beautiful area.
Yeah.
And the thing that's so cool about Arizona, I grew up south of Buffalo, New York. So I was used to the snow and all that. But the cool thing is for people that want those seasons, go up to Flagstaff. You've got ski resorts. You've got, I mean, sometimes they get more snow than Alaska.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, Flagstaff,
You know,
Carefree, Yuma,
so
all that good snow.
it's
Yeah.
great skiing, and people want to go up for that, and then they come back down where it's drier, and it's perfect. It's really perfect.
You have places like Sedona that are so like spiritual and tranquil,
Yes.
beautiful. You got the Painted Desert. You
yes.
have, obviously the Grand Canyon. I have property in the Sholo area.
Oh, I love Sholo. I was up there not too long ago.
Yeah,
It's
so
all
40 acres, 40 acres on a ranch out there on the Chevelon Canyon Ranch.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
Arizona is a jewel. People just don't realize it.
It is a jewel. It's a good word for it.
When we drove from Florida out here to come out to Vegas, so when we're coming through Arizona, my wife says to me, "Oh, look at the cactus. They look like in a cartoon." right?
Squirrels, yes.
So I slowed the car down a little bit. She says, "What are you doing? What's the matter?" I said, "Wile E. Coyote and the freaking roadrunners around here somewhere. We got to be careful."
Yes.
There's a box of TNT somewhere.
Yeah.
Acme.
Where I live,
Acme.
Morro Valley, we had roadrunners and javelinas, everything in our backyard. And, it's fun watching the wildlife. And you have to be cognizant of the fact that we are in their territory.
That's right.
And
yes, on my property, we're backed up to national lands, and it straight up says in our lease the javelinas are part of the property.
That's
you cannot eradicate them. They are part of the wildlife. You bought this property, you inherited them on your property.
Right.
Now you can fence your property. There's no laws about keeping the livestock out like some other lands that are back up in national properties will not allow you to fence your land because the livestock has to be able to pass through naturally. The javelinas are protected in Arizona.
The house I lived in before now, the javelinas would come every afternoon, and they'd come right up to the fence line that we had. We had a gate area, and it was so funny. They would come up, the same ones every day, and in the morning there was one javelina. He would stick his nose right in the little gate area. Coffee? Do I smell coffee? When I'd be out there having my coffee. And it was so fun to watch, and the babies and whatever. They smell like hell, but
they're so vocal too. They communicate. They're pack animals, so you'll hear them talking. Yeah, it's crazy.
I know. Right now, I mean, we have coyotes. They come right up under our window and serenade us at night. And it's like, okay, guys, I'm done. Go away. I'm trying to sleep. And they'll just be singing a chorus,
Yeah, we have an actual, I wouldn't call it a coyote problem for me, but it's a coyote problem for the community with small pets.
Right.
If we don't have any rain, we don't have any vegetation, which means there's no rabbits, squirrels, there's no prey for them.
Right.
So that's when they start going into people's yards and kind of pushing the envelope. I'm fully fenced on my property. I have a Shiba Inu dog. He's 3 years old. He's probably like 21 pounds. He saw a full-grown coyote walk up to the gate and thought it was like the neighbor's dog and wanted to play with him. I'm like, no.
Well, and the problem too,
he's not friendly. He's not cool.
No. And the problem too is if you have small dogs in your yard, I mean, those hawks will come down and just take them right away. And
we have that problem too.
Careful.
Even the barn owls will take a small dog.
Yeah, and you got to be careful. You got to go out with them unless you have a real covered area because they will just whisk them right away.
I see so many people missing pets, and I'm like, no, they're not missing. They were buffeted.
And they were $4.99 lunch special.
Mm-hmm.
Today we're having Chihuahua.
We actually, I've been seeing quite a bit of few bald eagles around here.
Oh wow!
And where are you?
Taking bald eagles.
Middle Tennessee.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Sir, I don't know your name specifically, but I have a good friend that lives on Lake Saudi Daisy. If you're familiar with that area.
Yeah, I know where Saudi Daisy is.
Yeah, just moved out there, so I'll be visiting soon.
Have you ever drove through Tennessee?
No, I'll be a newbie.
You know how like if you're driving like east to west and you go up over the mountain, I'm halfway up the mountain.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. Nice. A lot of rivers and a lot of waterfalls around here.
Oh, so beautiful. Really.
Yeah, it's beautiful and I will give it that, but it's humid.
Yes, very.
Is that where the term the Smoky Mountains come in? Smoky Mountain, Tennessee?
Yeah. I mean, it's nothing for us to be, well, it's like I was telling some people earlier, it's nothing for us to be early spring, 25 degrees one night, 85 degrees the next day,
Oh, wow.
and 90 degree humidity.
Wow.
Or
100%
90%
humidity.
I gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I mean-
why I made my statement earlier about for me for the East Coast, it's just that humidity. Man, it's hard.
Me too. Me too. It's draining. It's just too
Yeah.
draining.
Well, yeah.
Well-
Every time I go to Florida, if you want to have a cocktail, they have those. That I don't know the name of the company, but it's those dual insulated cocktail
Tervis.
glasses.
Tervis.
Yeah, there you go. And I landed
They
at 5
still
o'clock in the
sweat.
morning.
They
yes,
still
yes,
sweat.
and they still sweat. I landed at 5 o'clock in the morning at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood Airport.
Yes.
And when those doors opened, it felt like I hit a wall. I couldn't imagine. It was the
Exactly.
density, altitude, and it was so thick. My buddy Craig is sitting there in this pickup truck, and we said, "Hey, when we land, we all want Captain Morgan and OJ on ice in the truck."
Yeah.
He had 4 glasses waiting for us, and I'm like, "Bro, when did you make these last night?"
Yeah.
They were all sweated out.
I mean,
He's
it's
like, "Grab a paper towel and shut the hell up."
As an
so
example,
funny that back
I'm an
in the
electrician.
day,
I'm
was
an
in
electrician.
Florida, and they advertise these don't sweat because they
Yeah.
do. They
They
do.
still do.
Funny.
Go ahead,
I
electrician in Florida.
Yeah, well, I'm an electrician, and I mean I've traveled from Seattle to Tallahassee or Key West or all over. But anyway, I can remember the year Katrina hit. I went down to do like a recovery project down at some of the refineries. New Year's Day, driving into New Orleans at 11 o'clock at night, it was 85 degrees.
And 100% humidity.
Not yet. It was 90 something percent humidity.
Yeah.
That's a cold front.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Sparkle, my wife Meg's Mysteries. She subbed to you not too long ago.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
she
you.
also paints. She also paints.
And what kind of painting does she do?
Nothing. I mean, she whatever comes in her head. She
I mean, does she like paintbrush paint or?
Yeah. She does.
Nice.
Yeah, she does. She's pretty good. She's saying now she's getting older with her arthritis and stuff like that. It's starting to plague
Tell me
her.
your name again. Tell me your
Marie.
name.
It's Meg's Mysteries.
Got it.
I do have a question about that, Tom.
Yeah.
Her name is Marie, so why is her channel's name Meg?
Marie Elizabeth Garvey.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice.
So the light just went on twice. A, that makes
Now I
sense.
get it.
B, I
I'm gonna
follow
write
that
that
channel
down.
and I had no idea
I've
that
been
was your
wondering
wife.
all this time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that out.
And now if she's when I see her start writing something and she's gonna write a story, okay, I get nervous. I think what I did because she writes murder mysteries, she does.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're going through your head everything I might have messed up on. Did I forget to do this?
Yeah, it is one of her works right there.
I will check her
I
out.
would show some of my work,
Yeah.
but I gotta do like an unboxing video.
Oh,
I
look
saw
at
that today. I need that
bottle.
in my life for sure.
Look
I
at
Google that all day and I cannot. That does not come up.
What's that?
That's Meg's work. She's
That
his
bottle.
wife painted
Oh,
that.
I love that bottle.
It'll never come up, Anthony, because
That's my point.
that was
I
my
wanted,
idea.
I wanted to surprise my girl with that so bad because she's such an olive oil junkie, and I showed her the picture because 805 uses it in his videos, and she's obviously met Jorge twice, and she loves him to death. And she's like,
Oh, nice.
"Babe, I want Jorge's olive oil bottle." And I was like, "Okay, I'll just go ahead and Google it." No,
That was my brainstorm from when I worked in the restaurants, when I had the restaurant stuff. And what I would do is I had so many different bottles that I would pull.
Yeah.
Okay, with vinegars and this and that. So that was my thing. I said, because I would write olive on it, but sometimes if you mix it or didn't know where it was.
So I use a lot of grapeseed oil, so I get it. Yeah.
So she turned around and I said to her one day, I says, I would like to, maybe if you can you paint Yeah. She gives me that. Yeah. And I don't hear from her about it. And then she comes out with what she drew on it. Okay. She says, "Is something like this you're talking about?" I said, "Yeah." So all of a sudden, I like my wine. Okay. So she didn't throw out the wine bottle, and she paints this thing on the wine bottle. So here you go. Pretty
Well,
cool.
now we know, Quint.
So what I did was I come up with the brainstorm where I was a small channel on YouTube, and most of the people who really watched out for me, subbed to me, was really interactive with me. That was my payback to them. I would send them out a bottle. So I think we sent out something like, oh man, in the 20s or something like that. But from the I've been on since 21 January of, no, I'm sorry, August of 21. Okay, so I'm going on my third year, I think. Whatever.
Be right back, guys.
I've been on here for like
I would
11 years.
Can you drop her channel name? Can you drop her channel link?
Yeah, I think. Just put them. I got to go into.
Because I want to make sure I'm subbed to her.
I'm not a mod.
I am, but I gotta switch.
You're not a mod, Chris?
Oh.
I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna just put down her at Marie Garvey, I think. That would work, right? Just at Marie Garvey, I think, or Meg's Mysteries.
Yeah, at Marie Garvey.
That should work.
What happened to Chris? He just said something.
It's not doing it, huh?
Oh, he's coming back in. Push the wrong button?
Yeah,
I think that's it. I think that might be
small screen.
Okay, Meg Mysteries. Okay, I'm gonna do it right now.
There's the
Quint just dropped the channel. Thank you, Quint.
Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna click on that right now. Okay.
What's up, Peter?
So what I'm going to do this year with it is give her a little bit of a break. Like I said, it takes a lot of time for her to do it. So what I'm going to do is probably in March or April, I'm going to start doing like a drawing type of thing.
Nice.
And draw the hat and then go from there with it.
Nice.
This way it takes care of my liver too. You know what I mean? I can give my liver a break with the wine bottles.
Well, from what I've heard, Tom has the hard part of it. He's got to drink the wine.
Yeah, in a timely fashion.
Okay, I just subbed to her. Nice.
Yeah, she subbed to you the other night when the first time you come up.
I think so.
Yeah.
Cool beans. So I'm going to make sure that I check it out because I love all of that kind of fun stuff, painting on bottles.
Well, this is going to be the future. And I shouldn't be doing this, but this is going to be the future.
Get that one off of there.
Oh my God.
Get that one off of there.
So that's going to be part of the channel.
That is so cool.
Yeah. So
we'll
see how it works. See how mad she gets at me when I tell her, "Hey, I need 6 bottles this week."
Yeah,
no
right. Oh my God!
I told you.
So cool.
I told you the other night. No more Popeyes.
No more what?
Nobody has ever gotten a Popeye bottle. Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Right. Well, except the guy next to you.
So we got one.
Tennessee people been with me from the beginning.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to get in touch with her because I would love to have, something that represents my channel, Art by Sparkle, and just have her, I'd love to have her do something like that. It would be so fun.
Oh yeah. I mean, you just chat it out. I mean,
nice.
And then what I was doing before, there was like Tennessee, a couple of guys that really watch out for me and stuff like that. But they hike. So I'm in all different categories of channels.
Nice.
Okay, I have a lady who knits, so
Cool.
not a big deal. But these guys were doing, they go out on the hike and they'll cook. Okay, and they'll say, "Oh, Tom, this one's for you," and they'll cook something up. In fact, I told one guy, I said, "You don't have a tablecloth or a butler." He had a little table and he put a tablecloth out on it for me. So I took the small wine bottles, okay, like Sutter Home wine bottles, the real short ones.
Right.
She really got mad at me for this one because she had to scale it down, okay, and for them to carry their olive oil with them when they go out on the trail to cook. So that was
Oh
yeah,
my
fun.
goodness, that is
here it
so fun.
Here's one right here. This is it.
Oh, how fun is that?
Yeah.
Oh my
That little
gosh.
one, and then I put my sticker on the back. Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
That is way cool. That is way cool.
But I don't think there's a way I can even, I don't know, like I have a sticker made of it, and I wouldn't want to do that because they're all original.
Right. Right.
Each one is different. So
Awesome.
So this year we're going to do is I'm going to have a collab with everybody who has an olive oil bottle for this year, and it's going to have to join the collab with it. And then, like I said,
Fun.
I'm going to try to do a drawing once a month for it. See what happens.
Fun. Very fun.
Yeah.
I reckon I'll give away spoons.
I had exactly.
Spoons are cool.
Yeah. I wasn't going to say anything anyway, but I have a couple people who actually, when I got monetized, which was back in November, who I got a couple super chats from. Okay. So they're on the list too. They're definitely getting bottles.
Nice.
No doubt about it. No drawing, but they're definitely getting bottles because of that. So
How fun is that?
just keep rolling with it, you know.
Absolutely.
Something different anyway.
Absolutely.
I think it'd give her something to do too, especially in the winter months. Where do you really see a winter though?
Yeah.
A hateful winter where you guys stay inside.
Not in Vegas.
Yeah.
No, you know what? It's been cold.
Tom did say that they got snow the other day though.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. What the hell?
We got snow a couple years ago, and it was so funny because it was like, I think it was like March.
No, Peter, I didn't.
We get 2 inches on our porch, and I'm like, what the hell? You know, but it was so cool. Tom went out and made, snowballs, throwing. I'm like, okay, here we are in Arizona throwing snowballs.
I'm in a retirement, 55 and older complex. It's all gated, this and that. So the older woman around the corner from me, she said to me, "Tom, has it snowed since you've been here?" I said, "Nope, but you're welcome. I brought it."
That's funny.
So,
That's funny.
Anthony.
Yes, sir.
I was trying to kind of like hit you up the other night, but it was an awful busy conversation. Are you willing to send me a fire cup or two?
I might be able to send you half of one. Is that okay?
That's fine. Whatever you need to do, brother.
What's
Sir,
a fire cup?
I'm being funny. Yeah, give me your information. I'll take care of you.
I'm just asking because I'd like to kind of do like a bushcrafting video with that.
Yeah, 100%. Give me your information, please.
What's a fire cup?
Oh.
Bingo. You're on, buddy. You're on.
You're on the spot.
Did I open a can of worms here?
No. Here comes the advertisement. Here we go.
There we go. The fire cup was designed to start any kind of live fire that you have in an offset smoker, a kettle, a Kamado, an ugly drum. It transferred into survival camping. It into regular camping. We have here on the Pacific Coast a ton of public beaches with public fire pits. There's all kinds of wood shops that sell you bundles of wood. You go down there, you have a barbecue, make some burger, dogs, and s'mores. I developed a cup to start your fire pits down at the beach. They're waterproof, they're windproof.
Wow.
And yeah.
The keto guy even has one.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You know, when you,
Yeah,
you
the
don't know when you're going to start a fire and go low carb.
Nice.
You got a
Could
low
have
carb
used you
fire.
a few years ago.
Yeah.
No, I mean, they're great. Everybody should have them. Hey, lights go out.
They
in your
work.
kitchen.
Yeah, they work great in your pellet smoker. You just go ahead and light the whole
Oh, they
light
do?
the whole hopper on
Okay.
fire.
How does it work in a pellet grill?
I was being a smart ass, my bad.
Oh, duh. What do I
That's
know?
where I don't. That's the genre I don't bridge over to, unfortunately.
Oh,
Even though I
okay.
don't have a problem with it, but it's basically for all your live fire needs.
Anthony,
That's nice.
that tells
Cool.
me the lady knows about pellet grills. Yep, she
Nice.
knows it.
Yeah, our slogan is hotter, longer, higher. The only way to light your fire.
Oh, very
Yeah,
cool.
we have over a 14-inch high flame that burns around 1200 degrees for about 20 minutes.
Wow.
That will pretty much light anything that you need.
Wow.
We have 4 different sizes that all burn in different time increments. So someone that has a kettle or a Kamado, they only want to start a small section of their lump or their chunk.
Okay. Okay.
And we also have accessories. We have the fire cage that goes over the fire cup. We have a fire bridge that also raises the fire cup up to light specific models of gravity fed smokers. And
Very
then I also
cool.
make mods for Old Country pits, and I also make mods for Green Mountain grills and
Oh, really?
all
Because
the-
that's what
all
we
the-
have. It's a green
yeah,
mountain.
all the rack systems. If you buy a Green Mountain grills from the Barbecue HQ, they give you the custom expand the middle sliding top rack.
Okay.
Dude,
So yeah, so we do fabrication for smokers, and we develop the fire starters for the smokers.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay.
Did you
I
mention
gotta
fireplaces
make
and
sure
fire
I'm
pits,
sub to
Anthony?
you. I got to make sure I'm sub to you.
What was that, Lance?
Did you
I got to
mention
make sure I
fireplaces?
am sub to you.
Yeah, if you look on the Woodsheds, the website, you can see Patty lighting the fireplace with the XL cup in her house. Yeah, so
Okay.
basically
Fire pits when you're camping?
the Junior, the OG, and the XL, but the Mega Cup is the one that's the 28-minute. That's the one you can cook with, you can camp with.
I got a question for you, Anthony. You had mentioned something about the thing that goes over the fire cup,
The fire cage, yes, sir.
fire cage, and that I could cook on top of that.
No, the fire cage is so when you set something in the bottom of a pit, like a kettle or a Kamado or a drum or your fire pit, you can dump your fuel on top of it, your lump,
Okay.
your chunk, your log. Yeah. The one that I'm talking about is it's called the Fire Cup Camp Buddy. It's a miniature rocket stove that holds an XL cup in the bottom, and then that'll cook any size can of chili, can of beans, can of soup.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever seen? Let me see if I get his name right. Dutchy Cooking. He's over from the UK. Lance
No,
just
I
made
don't
him
follow-
some shirts and stuff. Okay, he's got this. It looks like a fire starter. I mean, it has the where you dump the charcoal in and light it on the bottom. But this thing also has a grate that folds up on the top of it, where he can actually cook right on that.
Yeah, that's my version. I don't know what his looks like, but we call that the Fire Cup Camp Buddy, and it's the same thing.
Gotcha.
They're 4 inches tall. It's 3x3 box steel with flat stock, so it looks like like a cooking grate, like on your burner stove. And then the base has 3 feet, and then there's also 4 holes drilled in for airflow, and your normal can fits right on top of it. It's, you can put a saucepan and other things about it, but it's mainly
Just for
to
that.
grab that can out of your backpack and throw it right on there.
Yeah.
You're not trying to get all fancy with a pot of water and some powdered some mac and cheese and all that stuff.
That's on your website also.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to check that out because
Anthony, what's the
I got an
website?
idea for that thing.
What's the website, Anthony?
It's www.firecups.com.
I was telling Tom probably a couple of months ago. I think this spring I'm going to build me like a fired wok burner. You know how like they do like the Swedish torch.
That's what I'm looking
And I'm going to
into.
put some little pokey metal things out to set my wok on top of, and that way I can put. I mean, you can put anything in there to burn it.
He's
You know,
reading my
and
mind right now. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I was talking
yeah,
about.
that's exact. And I mean, you can use that lightweight concrete mix.
Yeah.
And that's what I was planning on doing this spring.
Yeah,
I'm
because
not-
what I wanted to do is I wanted to come up with some kind of fire source.
There it
It
is.
doesn't have to be gas or
Here.
anything like that,
Okay.
but make it into. That's what I was interested in, like the cage or something that I could put the fire on, so I could fabricate around it for the wok. Okay,
Right.
because inside the
Yeah.
house, the fire does not get hot enough for a wok. I'm sorry, it just
No.
doesn't do that.
Well, it's the same. I mean, I don't care what you do in the house. I mean, even if you have a gas burner, I mean, what you do, I have electric burner,
Yeah,
but
it's not the same.
yeah, it is.
I used
You
to.
need that concentrated heat
Right.
in a 3-inch radius.
Yeah, we're a solution-based company, so I mean, I started off with me trying to figure out a better way to light a gravity-fed smoker, and then it went into like, how do I build the ultimate fire starter?
Right.
And I stand by the product. I mean, if you look at the people that I sponsor for competitions, if you look at the retail locations that carry me, they stand by the product. Most of them don't even carry my competitors for a reason, because if you give your customers that you care about one choice, but it's the best choice, you're not gonna say, well, geez, you didn't let me have an option for the lower product. No, you want to give them the best product. They're gonna do better with the better product. And and I have other things that are in the works. Now, I don't mean in the works that are on the drawing. Their prototypes are done. It's a shipping issue, and I'll be flat out. It's hard to get charcoal chimney shipped out. It's hard to get Santa Maria grill toppers shipped out. I have small competition steak cookers. So the prices aren't what the issue is. It's just I can't
Getting it there, shipping it.
is getting it there to them. It's really hard to get someone a small Santa Maria grill to their house across the country when they're only paying $150 for the product and the shipping's $50.
Yeah, exactly.
It kind of
No,
wipes out the whole,
Well, it's like,
excitement about the product.
Yeah, and that was the other thing with the bottles also. I mean, with the shipping. I mean, the first bottle I ever shipped out, okay, I went to a UPS store. I never shipped stuff before. Okay,
Yeah.
This guy, I must have walked in with a lollipop on top of my head because he got me hook, line, and sinker. Cost me $30 to send something out. $30. Okay, well, I had to do it. And then come to find out that I got all the bells and whistles with it, which I didn't know. So, yeah, I get you, totally get you. But my thing is, I'm looking for something that would be portable outside, obviously. But my other idea is, I live in an apartment, okay, and I with the balcony, so I can't have any gas grills or anything like that. But I have an electric smoker. I have an electric smoker that I use. Okay, so I have the cabinet electric smoker. My thing is, I like to pull the bottom out of it, and be able to set a vessel in there that I can put a live fire on, which is contained inside the box, and either use my skillets on or basically my wok is what I'm looking to do. And I'm just wondering, because if the fire cups burn that hot and that long, that'd be long enough for a cook. For what I want to do.
Anthony, you see that question
No, what was it?
on the panel? John L. says he sees the junior original extra large, actually junior on the site. He said it twice, I guess. But what is the fourth?
Oh, it's the Mega Cup. I'm sorry, I just saw it right now. We make the Mega Cup. That's the one that burns 28 minutes. That was inspired by Eric Rowley, the owner of the Barbecue HQ. He did a head-to-head with all the top 4 fire stars on the market, which is my 3 competitors. I beat them all head to head, individual bracket competition. But at the end, I think my XL Cup was like around 17 minutes was the winner. So I said, okay, I'm gonna do 28 minutes, and I did. So those are only available for my retail people. For me to produce them in mass quantity for the website, it's really hard to package them because they're so big. And the price for some people kind of prices it out for them. But if it's what you need it for, you can't go wrong. It's the best thing ever. I mean, you have 28 minutes of solid 1100 degree heat, 12-inch flame. I use 100% post oak. My post oak comes from Oklahoma. It comes on a train right to the woodshed. It's offloaded. It's put through a hammer mill. I use a proprietary wax blend. They're all handmade. They're all homemade. Every single cup that you get, no matter whether you ordered 100 or 1, I made it myself.
Hey, Anthony.
Yes, sir.
That's wonderful.
Have you ever talked to Steve?
Steve. Give me some other information.
Firebox.
Steve Firebox. No, I'm not familiar with that.
You don't know Firebox Steve?
Firebox Steve. No, I'm not familiar. No, I can't say I do.
You might want to look him up. He develops all his own products. He makes camp grills, and he's done a lot of different prototypes and whatnot, and had a lot of them, promoted and whatnot. But I mean, he's got crazy amounts of videos, but there's a lot.
I'm willing to work with anybody. I don't really like to name drop, and there's things that are in the works that I don't say anything about until they happen. But there's a really big YouTube personality that's actually used the fire cups. He used them pre-filming the video, and I know it sounds really bad, but it was windy that day. He thought it wouldn't do me a good service to film him in the wind, and I said you should have, because that would have actually given me a better service. But long story short is he said he's never seen anything like that in his life, and the bottom line is he stand by that product no matter what.
Nice.
And
nice.
Let's just say he's in the chemistry, and let's just say he's in the chemistry and barbecue. We'll leave it at that.
Right. Just check out Firebox Steve at some point, because he develops all his own grills. He designs them all, and I mean they're all like pack grills.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I that's how I started the fire cup was invented for Scott, or not for, but with Scott Smith and Southern Cute Smokers, who makes one of the best gravity feds on the market, probably if not the best. And I said to him, "How do you light these things?" And he says, "I stand there for like 10 minutes with a torch." I said, "No." Do you know how much food prep you can be doing while you're doing that? And he goes, "You're right." I said, "You're a Tom Cook. That 10 minutes, you could be in there getting all your crap prepped, your boxes done. There's so much more you can be doing by standing there upside down with a plumber's torch, and trying to light this pit." And he says, "Run." He said, "Run with it," and I did. And I mean, I don't know. Like I said, we're solution based. It was out of necessity. I've been in infatuation of fire my whole life. I've been infatuation with cooking. I was always the kid that started the campfire when we were camping as kids. I'm always the guy out when we're out in the desert. Hey, let me go find some rocks. Well, I'm always the guy for some reason that's either starting the fire or maintaining the fire or cooking on the fire. So it just was fitting that fire cups just kind of spawned from me. And God rest my dad's soul. I wish he was here, because he'd always tell me, "Man, every time someone throws you a curveball, you throw them a home run. I said, that's just
Right.
how it works, man.
Cool.
How long does the small? I'm just my brain's working overtime now. But how long does the
Please
small
do.
cup last?
The junior?
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to go straight up, complete controlled environment with no wind, no atmosphere, I'd say 12 minutes. They go 12, 15, 17, and 27.
Gotcha. Okay. That's all I need. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I gotta bounce, but this has been fun. I've learned a lot.
Sparkle,
Hey,
thank you.
Sparkle.
Nice to see you. Don't be
Yep.
a stranger.
Okay.
Yes, it's been a wonderful time talking to you, ma'am. I really
Thank you.
appreciate meeting you. And Tucson, if I'm in the area, I'll probably have to look you up.
I hope so. I
Yeah.
hope so. No, I always learn a lot from y'all, and I really appreciate it. So I will catch you later.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay. Bye bye.
Thank you again, Sparkle.
Okay.
That's awesome, Anthony. That you have made a living out of what makes you happy.
Yes, as the old saying, if you do something that you love, you'll never work a day in your life. But I truly, I mean, this isn't my bread and butter. I wish it was one day. Lance kind of has a little bit of background, seeing my work. I'm a contractor, a finished contractor by trade, and then I transitioned into home inspection.
Me too.
Contracting is a love and hate. Lance is licensed. I'm licensed. It's one of those things. You get excited on payday, but you hate every day up to it. So this was born out of my passion for barbecue, and I just, at the end of the day, I want, as I would say, I want my own ATM machine. I want to walk up to the Fire Cups website and just keep pushing, withdrawal.
Yeah.
It'll happen because you know what? It's a good product. It really is.
You have the passion.
Thank you, sir.
So as long as you have the passion, it'll happen.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be here without people like Lance and 805 and Salt Pepper Fire and all my TDO crew. Tom Garvey gives great. Everyone that has had the product gives great reviews. I sponsored 25 of the best competition cook teams that I feel in the United States. They kicked ass yesterday in Vegas. When they get a call and a walk in front of 84 teams and say, I want to thank B&B Charcoal and Fire Cups, that just melts me, man, because B&B Charcoal is like, wow. And I'm Fire Cups. I'm like down here. And I'm in the same breath as some of the best competition teams and best products out there. So, that's how everybody starts. At the end of the day, if that's all I get out of it is, hey, at least they're there for me and I'm there for them.
Hey, I'm lucky to still be here, be alive, because you know what? When I was a kid, my father would start the charcoal with lighter fluid, and as the lighter fluid was burning off, put the hot dogs on.
You look, you still got eyebrows, huh?
My middle name is
that
Exxon.
Eddie Murphy stand up, hey, roll Charlie around.
Yeah.
Hey guys, get out of here with that lighter fluid. Go grab me that can of gasoline.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When I fell down 13 steps when I was about 28 years old, and I broke my wrist. I had 17 breaks, so I ended up in the ER.
Lord.
And I remember going to the daggone ER, and they injected me with all kinds of painkillers. And I remember just reciting the whole Goonie Goo Goo and Aunt Bunny and all that stuff.
Aunt Bunny can't walk a flight of steps. That she climbed the fuck out of a tree.
I mean, I was back there just hollering this stuff, and these people in the ER, they were just rolling.
That's gotta be.
But I mean,
they
had me on all kinds of stuff.
He said, "Goonie Goo Goo, Gus."
Goonie Goo Goo.
All right. Hey, I'm gonna say good night and I love to all my TDO family. It's Sunday night. I got a big day tomorrow. I got a bunch of orders to ship out. I appreciate all the love. Tom, Lance, Chris, give me your information. I'm on Instagram at Tiger McCool. My email is firecups420 @gmail. And I'll make sure you're taken care of with some products. If
And he
anyone else
does-
needs to get a hold of me, you know how to get a hold of me. Either get a hold of me through Lance, get a hold of me through the fellow TDOs, and peace. I love you guys. Good night.
Take care, Anthony.
All right, Anthony. Thanks a lot.
And when I'm telling you, he tells you it's coming out, it's out there. It comes out quick. Good guy. Really is a good guy.
Yeah, Anthony's good people.
I hit him up the other night for a specific reason because, in the bushcraft community, and I watch a lot of bushcrafting videos. I've never seen him in the bushcrafting community or any of his products.
There's even things where people are saying that even like if you're doing a small base camp or something that they're even just using those things in half and burn them.
Right.
Just
I've
so
seen
great.
that,
Just
yeah.
cut them in half and use half of it.
Well, I was telling Tom the other night, I was like, I'd like to try his product out because, I could do a little short video, and post
What?
it.
I told a couple of them that do the prepping and stuff like that. Not the doomsday stuff, but the other stuff. And I told them, you're nuts if you don't get a hold of this guy. I mean, to get it, it comes in a Ziploc bag, in a box, whatever you buy. I said it's not overly priced. If you're worried about I keep them here, okay, because if the electric goes out, I have a gas, or the gas goes down, or whatever. I got them to fire up. But what I'm thinking about, Chris, you read my mind. I'm looking to make that for a hot box for the walk.
Wow. I mentioned that to you back, 2, 3, 4 months ago?
Yeah, because I was looking to go. I was going to buy a turkey cooker and just screw everybody and put it out on the balcony. But I got to watch other people too.
Well, there's a video. Do you know who Grant Thompson is? He's dead now, but I hate to say that, but he was the king of random was his channel. And he made a forge. But it was something that could be hidden into a flower bed. But he used like concrete, and then he used stuff to lighten it up.
Yeah. Oh, it is Daniel. Daniel, I'm going to give you a shout tomorrow, buddy.
And I really liked the fella because he was a DJ on Sirius. I used to listen to him going into work in the morning. But he used
what I was trying to ask Anthony was, and I don't know about what his business is and everything else like that. So I mean, a lot of people don't want to talk, unless you're actually going to give them money for it and stuff. But my point was, because I seen other people light them cups and put them over top of the charcoal. And stuff. The flame comes up pretty good. I'm just was wondering, how long that stays, and for me to cook in the wok, you're talking a couple minutes once it gets hot enough. You know what I'm saying? But I have this thing in my head where this will fit perfectly into my master built. It'll be contained. You know what I mean? I'm more worried about smoke and fumes and stuff like that. But
right.
So you are about that.
What's that?
It's like when I talked to you about it the other night, I was like, I'd like to compare that to, like, say, just fat wood.
Yeah. But that's what keeps me up at night sometimes, think about stuff, and then, holy crap, how about this? Would this work? Would that work?
And here's our life.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I look at people my age and they're having a hard time getting around, or always bitching and moaning about something. And I like to keep busy. I like to keep moving, doing something, even if it's just a little bit,
Yeah.
You
And
just
it's
gonna
60 degrees outside right now, and well, was today. Now it's down to like 30. But
yeah, we dropped to 40, 47. It was plenty cool, warm out there today. I took trash off and definitely ride down the road with your window down.
Yeah, it was nice today. It was 68, I think it was today. Hey, you all know Charlie, right? Cooking Secrets for Men.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, tomorrow he's gonna have. Black Iowa.
yeah.
Okay. Well, they're doing their live tomorrow to interview. They're going to interview him. I think it's 5 o'clock. I think it's 5 o'clock Central Time. He's a good guy. Yes, sir.
tomorrow, I've got an alarm set. I have to holler back at you. You know Tony Stonewolf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a preparatory live this afternoon. He's having a giveaway tomorrow. You know how he does all that lapidary stones, and
Yeah.
he's giving away like 11 or 13 necklaces tomorrow.
Oh, cool. Yeah, check them out. See what I got. You know what I do? I get Lance. You did the thing to me before that I always do.
What's
The
that?
pad and the paper.
Oh yeah, I got to anymore. It's just great to have something to back you up. I got one here. That's for the quick notes. And then I got one there for my permanent notes.
Yeah, I've got 4.
Yeah.
I have one for like rabbit breeding. I have one for
mine's for daily life.
That's why I was gone for a little while. My one rabbit, she really should be delivering tonight. And I got another one for like when I plant seeds, when they sprout, blah blah blah. I mean, I got a lot of farming journals, and then I've got one for like foraging, and I write down like as far as the specific place I found it.
I'm having a hard time keeping up with my emails and stuff.
I got one for you, Tom. You know something I find around here wild a lot?
What's that?
Sumac.
Sumac.
I'm talking like curry sumac.
Yeah. You know what?
When you say sumac, a lot of people freak out.
Oh yeah, poison
sumac. That's poison sumac.
Okay, you killing it or what are you doing with it?
No. Sumac, if you look at like curry or any kind of Indian cooking, they have sumac as one of their main ingredients. It's kind of like a red little kind of like bead looking thing almost. It's fruity, has a little bit of a lemony taste to it.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, Lance, you probably have it up there growing.
Possibly.
In the spring, when you're driving down the road, right, it always grows like on the edge of the road. It needs sunlight. And it gets these big, like red tassels. I'm talking 30 foot up. But I mean, if you just driving down the road and you see that,
yeah,
you can take that whole tassel and you can dry it, and that sumac, like like I said, if you look into curry, that's the sumac that they use.
Okay.
Put it in mortar and pestle and then mix it up with turmeric and stuff like that. Also,
I've made tea out of it. I mean, it makes a good tea.
I got a lady from India. I don't know where in India. Okay. In the beginning, I was breaking her chops about it. Okay. Oh, very nice to see you. You know, that kind of stuff. And went back and forth, But that interests me to watch how they cook, how other countries cook. You know, what we take for granted as far as we'll throw that away. That's no good. How they use it in a different. Okay. So I think it was like, I don't know how many videos I was into it, but she was right there with me. Now she's like 12,000 subscribers. Okay. Great cook. But my first couple videos that she wrote down, very nice, was steak. I don't eat beef, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they got cows walking through their yards and stuff like that, you know, and they're eating what is curry stuff and everything. But she said, very nice. I said, stop it. No, it's not. Now you know you don't like that. Okay. She had a good sense of humor, sort of laughing back and forth. So we started conversing back and forth, and she was explaining a lot to me of their traditions and what they eat. Not a lot of meat. They don't eat a lot of meat, and they're not vegetarians, but they use the spices. Okay. And with rice and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, a lot of different ways that we would look at things and say, I'm not going to eat that. But that's sustainable. How many billions of people they have living there. So we went back and forth, and she said to me to get a certain kind of spice, and you can get it at Amazon. Okay. And this is what brought us together. A little comedy, a little laughter back and forth with one of us. Well, I was telling her, I says, I backed away from Amazon because I had a couple arguments with them about deliveries and stuff like that. And I says, matter of fact, I said, I think the person I argued with might have been one of your relatives. And she cracked up laughing. She says, I do have family members that do that at home. They have a call base, but not just for Amazon. They have credit card companies, a whole bunch of stuff that they resource from.
And then they come get you, and they get you new insurance policy.
One guy told me on the phone that the delivery was being late because I said, well, wait a minute, hold on, pal. I said, I get tracking information from you. Tell me that the driver's 4 houses away. How come this package you can't find after I just got that an hour ago that it was 4 houses away, and now you're telling me you can't find it? He said, we did locate it. It's in Peanuts. Peanuts? Where the hell's Peanuts? And we're going back and forth. Are you making fun? I said, no, I'm not making fun. You said Peanuts. You tell me what state or country Peanuts is in. He says, I have it right. He's yelling at me. He may come back at me. I have it right here. It's in Phoenix, Arizona. I say, you mean Phoenix? Okay. We're on the phone for 10, 15 minutes arguing back and forth. But getting back to this lady, though, she sent me out a whole bunch of stuff. How to do different things as far as especially with cancers and stuff like that, or the different herbs and stuff that she puts together, and in her cooking keeps the family healthy, and they don't know exactly what it's all about. So it was pretty cool.
Well, I was telling Tony is in Arizona now camping.
Yeah.
He used to be in Seattle and blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. He is now in Arizona.
And brisket. Yeah.
I was telling him, Dad has a go, where he's all into stones and all that. I was telling him, Dad's got a gold claim in Arizona. And because of all the storms and whatnot they've had out there this year,
yeah,
Dad has already mentioned the fact he really wants to go out there this year. Well, he used to go out there with this other older feller, and that older feller probably isn't up to the task. So I think I'm going to be volunteered.
Like, some shifting.
And I was telling Tony, I was like, I don't look forward to this because, I do not like hot weather. I like, really 50 degrees I'm comfortable. To me, that's perfect working weather. Just put on a light t-shirt and, maybe just a long sleeve shirt and I'm good.
You're going to go out in the middle of the desert and you go gold mining.
Yeah. So I'm going to go out in the middle of the desert with no water. And Dad runs a sluice. So I'm going to have to be packing water.
That's funny stuff. I tell you what, a lot of people do it out here. You didn't realize it, but yeah, there's, especially here with the silver.
Is it,
Yeah.
was it all that Alaska too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I was telling Tony, I was like, he was talking about different stones he had found, and I was telling him about a lot of the ones I found, like in the North Carolina mountains. I've got amethyst, garnets, emeralds, all kinds of stuff. And he's like, really? In North Carolina? I'm like, yeah.
Oh,
I've got
yeah.
gold.
You go out west of North Carolina, you got the ruby mines.
Oh, I know.
Them. You go out to ruby mines and stuff like that. Out here now, they just got done with the governor, just said that he was meeting with Elon Musk to talk about mining. Mining's a big deal out here. And
what's he mining?
Lithium, silver. Yeah, so Elon Musk is supposed to be opening or talking about opening up or bringing a company here to do some lithium and open up a battery company here. Processing batteries and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a big deal out here. It really is.
Push them electric cars even harder now. Then.
Yeah, well, it seems to me like they're going a little bit crazier with the battery stuff. And I tell you what,
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. I'm old school, but in the same token, though, they can't grab us by the throat anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll
I've seen my brother-in-law is been a mechanic for years, and the replacement of them batteries on some of them cars are just crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you need to start saving up.
This is Lance. You're talking about shipping stuff, okay? This battery thing that they're going to be opening up is for tractor trailers, electric tractors. That's what they're talking about. So I mean, that's big business right there, bro.
Yeah.
Really big. So how you doing, Lance? Everything copacetic? You hanging in there? And...
Yep. I had my monitor removed last Wednesday this week, and saw the family practitioner the 30th, I think it was. Yeah, 30th. And of course, I got bad news for you. I said, no, you don't. I said, I already know. I said, you talk about blood, right? And he said, yeah. I said, well, I sort of kind of already had that discussion with the cardiologist. I said, but he wanted to put me on medication too. And I just told him, I said, give me the opportunity to get this straightened up, because I really felt like I had a pretty good idea what could be causing this, because I've had some crazy out of the ordinary eating habits since I quit smoking. Like these peanuts, I'm sitting here cracking peanuts now because I can't try to find something else that helps me. And I think part of it is I've got used to doing something with my hands now while I'm sitting here. Now I enjoy cracking peanuts. I don't know what I'm going to do when I run out of peanuts, but so he said, well, let me tell you my story. And he had my same story. Went to his doctor. He had bad cholesterol, and she wanted him to. She was a doctor, put him on some medications, and he asked her the same thing that I was telling him, that I wasn't going to. Yeah, I'm not going to do these medication things. Just let me have the opportunity first. So he actually said that he wanted go ahead and try it, but he wasn't going to see me until April. The cardiologist wants to see me in March, where I got to have blood work done next week or two. Then I got to go have the ultrasound of the heart, and then I got to see that doctor. And then in April, and then in March I got to have another And I'm going to ask him about that. I can't figure out why I got to have another blood work test done to see my family doctor in April so he can see if there's any changes in the blood. Yeah. But how many times can you get poked in a month?
You see, and here's the problem that nobody really understands. Okay, your blood cycles every 90 days, 90 to 100 days. So what you do it today, 3 months from now is when any kind of changes that you make, that's when they do it again to see if their medications are working, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was I turned around, I got it to the point where dropped my cholesterol and so all that stuff. I mean, the story in the beginning, according to them, I should have been dead. Okay. According to a holistic doctor, okay, they were killing me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like to bash anybody or anything like that, but it's after a while you're going to get tired of it, of them 10-minute visits that you're going to go to the doctor with,
Yeah.
being there for 10 minutes, and they're going to tell you how your life is going to go. It don't work that way. Okay.
Yeah.
Because your blood pressure changes every second. Okay. Even with me sticking my fingers I could stick all 5 fingers and get five different readings. It's just like the luck of the draw type of thing. There's this Dr. Ken Berry. If you check him out, okay, go specific.
Yeah, we've been watching him a little bit.
Yeah, go specifically to about statins, okay, and what they do to you. Okay.
Yep.
Just keep that in the back of your mind. Now he's an MD. He's at where Chris is. Okay. And he went on, he did a live and apologized to people for prescribing them medications to them. Just change your eating habits. And that goes for everybody. And not because I'm keto. I'm doing this because it actually changed me. It really did.
Right.
So, yeah, be careful with all that stuff. I mean, still, we need the doctors. We need all that stuff. But in the same token, to go and get poked and poked and poked and poked and poked. I can't get an appointment.
Yeah, I heard you saying that the other night. And Raquel said that she thought it was crazy because she can pick up a phone and they're asking her when does she want to come in because it's so easily. And somehow she needed medication. It's just a matter of a phone call or something like that. So, and I've always heard about, Canada and their doctors and all that, how it's totally different from here, but I've never lived there. I don't know anything about all that stuff. They have more doctors than us, or there's just fewer people going to the doctors, or?
Well, it's not all about the money. That's the thing. Okay. But if you're, from what I understand from people told me there again, I don't know. Okay. But from what people told me that they were scheduled for surgery and they were like, if it wasn't catastrophic, okay, they were like 6 months to a year out to have the surgery. So I don't know what province they live in, whatever like that. But that's just what I'm saying. When I called my primary to cancel, okay, my appointment. Well, why do you want to cancel the appointment for? So I can't get my blood work done. And God rest my mother and father's soul. This God's honest truth. She says, well, what kind of work do you want to have done to your blood? I said, really? I said, I want to see if it's red. And I mean, but that's what you're dealing with as far as healthcare. So.
Yeah.
Sad, but true.
Before I forget, the other day when you replied back to me, I forgot to look at these things. These carbs are only 5 grams, 2%. But when I was talking to you about those Popeye crust, and it was something, the potatoes versus the Popeyes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if I remember correctly, you said something to the effect that the Popeye crust was the good fat for you.
Because if it's made with butter, it's made with that will offset the carbohydrates. Okay, carbs are sugars. So if you have a baked potato, okay, you're getting full onslaught high 37 grams of carbohydrates. You put a little bit of butter on it, might knock it down a little bit, but without putting them into your. And the other thing you got to watch peas. Peas are very high in sugar and high carbs. Corn, stuff like that. Peas, very high in carbohydrates and sugar. Yeah.
Sugar,
So-
I'm not really worried about. I mean, I should probably. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I should keep my eye on sugar, but
That's
the carb thing is what probably worries me more than anything. I just want to come back out of here clean, than to go back in here and now he's going to start insisting on medications and stuff because you can't get it under control. That's what I'm trying to avoid.
what's he trying to get under control? Your cholesterol, right?
That and I can't remember the LSG or the
No, the LDL.
LDL.
Yeah. So here's what I said to my cardiologist. I said, "All right, hold on a minute." I said, "I'm Irish Catholic. Was brought up Catholic. Okay. Couldn't eat meat on Friday. Okay. You're gonna go to hell if you eat meat on Friday." All of a sudden, the Pope decided, boom, now you can eat meat on Friday. So we changed. All of a sudden, all them years you couldn't do it, now you can. I said, so I remember when your cholesterol was good to be at 200. Okay. I went through that gauntlet. I got to get down to 200, got to get below 200 or that's better. Then it went to 150. Okay. Then you got to get it down to 150, this and that. Meanwhile, they're pumping you with these like Crestor and stuff like that, these statins that actually does not do nothing of the kind to lower.
Statins mess with me.
Okay, so what they do is they affect your liver. Is what they do. Okay, so if your body's producing, like it produces glucose, it has the capability of producing ketones. Okay, also cholesterol. Your brain, if you had zero cholesterol, you wouldn't function. You'd be like a tomato. A tomato would have more sense than you would. Okay, so they're trying to get this thing lower and lower and lower, and there's no purpose to it. Actually, what they're doing is they're calling your body more stress. Okay, we live and work better with fats than we do with anything else, but we still make sugar. So it's a, I guess equal opportunity employer. So if you go one way or the other, I did keto for the year. So my big thing was being ketosis for that whole time. Okay. I was dead wrong with that. You get into ketosis because what you want to do is you want to get your body back to normal. So it can work on sugar and can also work on ketones. Okay. But what was happening to me was I was eating so many carbs. I was so carb heavy that my insulin was constantly pumping, constantly. Okay. Get fat. So what does insulin do? Insulin takes glucose and turns it into fat to store it because fat's easier to store than sugar. Okay. So you start. So where would it start? Midsection of a man. Okay. Woman usually her butt and her hips was where it would start.
Well,
okay.
Mention to him what I mentioned to you the other day. So we haven't heard since
What's that, Chris?
grade school.
Yeah, I forget now. See, that's the other thing.
Lance, do you remember going, like, when you were in grade school? I would assume you probably did the same thing we did. You probably had a decent science teacher and came into school one day. See, now you know.
Give you a saltine cracker. Tell them to put them in your mouth. Okay, take a saltine cracker, put it in your mouth. Okay, the salt will dissipate. Okay, next thing you know, that starch or the carbohydrates, you actually start tasting sweet. Okay, so that's that flour turning boom into the sweetness, and that's exactly what it does. So all the breads, when they talk about, well, they had bread back in ancient times, but they didn't live past 20 years old. Okay, because of other reasons. And it was all natural grains at that time. With no additives. There was no shelf life with it. Okay. If you make a natural bread, natural ingredients, okay, and if you don't eat that within a certain time frame, you'll be able to hammer nails with that tomorrow.
Yeah, I know, like, when she makes our homemade bread, like, from, organic rye flour or whatever, 6 days is about the max.
Yeah. So my point to you is, with the sugars and stuff, you don't have type 2 diabetes. That might be the next shoe that's going to drop. They might tell you, well, because your cholesterol's high and stuff like that, you're pre-diabetic. Don't let them sell you that crap, okay? Because medication they put you on is going to turn you into a diabetic. Because that's what it does. That's exactly what it does. I argue with my doctor. That's why I'm trying to get the blood work done, so I can go back and me and him go at it a little bit. Not that I'm smarter than him or anything like that, but their way of doing things didn't work for me for 15 years. I've been battling this for 15 years, okay? And this is the first 5 or 6 years that I had some kind of control over it. And I was doing it from here. What I cook, what I eat, what I drink. Listen, I drink alcohol. There's no problem with that. There again, can't be the town drunk. Okay, you can have a few beers here and there. I can even have some cake. I can even have potatoes if I want. I don't want to because I'm trying to get to the point where I'm not going to need the medications anymore. That's for the diabetes, okay? The heart problem I have, okay, they put a stent in me I didn't need. So therefore, I'm on this one medication now for the rest of my life. Can't get off because it's anti-clotting. And it's a blood thinner, anti-clotting, and it helps your rhythm. Okay, so once you start bouncing in and out of rhythms with arrhythmia or AFib or something like that, okay, that's brought on by another medication. Okay, so it just snowballs. It just keeps on going. You can go and look at people and say, "Wow, stand on line in the pharmacy. Stand on line, you hear them. Yeah, I'm here for my metformin. Okay." Next lady, yeah, I'm here for my metformin or for my Crestor or Lipitor or whatever. They're all on the same medication.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a cycle that you go through. You know, remember for a while there, everybody was getting androplasty and stuff like that done. Don't eat fat. Okay, low fat. Now, the Heart Association and Diabetes Association just came out and said, hey, guess what? Low carb is good. So you can start eating low carb. You can add a little bit of good fats. You know, no bad fats. So, I mean, it's starting to come around, but I mean, it's too late. I mean, it's my generation is. I tell you what, if I went to a class reunion, in fact, I can't go to a class reunion because I still think I have detention, but half of my class is dead.
I was telling Connor, he's 9 years old. He'll be 10 on the 28th of this month. And we kind of got into an in-depth conversation the other day. And I mean, he is a very intelligent boy. I told him, I said, you know, when he hits middle age, he's going to be dealing with some things that we never had to deal with. Because now you got the anti-vaxxers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
not for nothing.
that's already starting to create problems. I mean, even the millennials, you know, I'm starting to see like where people that I know that are that age, they're having to go get injections and whatnot. And it's like I was trying to tell him, I was like, you know, you got stuff like polio and measles and, you know, stuff that has not been existent in the States.
Yeah.
You know, for decades.
See, that boils down to also how brainwashing. We were brainwashed with eat Wonder Bread. It builds bodies in 12 ways. I got into an argument the other night with somebody, and I said, I got to go. I can't take this no more. About how Cheerios are heart healthy. I said, hold on a minute. I got to go get some heroin and a bottle of scotch because you're nuts. What the hell are you talking about? It's well, it says right on the box that it's heart healthy. Prove to me it's heart healthy. Well, it's made with oats. Oats are good for you. I said, no, they're not. Not in that form. Okay, went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I said, okay, so people are stuck up here with certain things that they never going to get out of their heads. Okay, but they're the ones in line getting their metformin, getting everything else like that. I'll drink Diet Coke, please. I'm watching what's going on. Okay, I just walk away from it because you're not. For a while there, I was in that same camp. Well, you better not eat that fatty steak. Okay, let me have chicken or vegetable and stuff like that. Bad stuff, man. Bad stuff. That's why with you, Lance, I'm telling you, with the doctor and stuff like that, they're going to tell you, well, I got to get this test. Well, it shows that it's high, and they don't have the right answers for it, and that's right. And you're going to chase your tail, and they know they're going to get paid because guess what? You are now retired, and guess what else you have? Medicare.
Right.
So that's an automatic.
Man.
That's an automatic payday. So.
And guess who pays them?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, me and Tom try to stay away from this whole political conversation, but the USDA and the pharmaceutical companies out there, they run it all. I mean, everything we've been talking about, the past few days, even dehydration or canning. You look online and look up, the actual companies, or not companies, but organizations that are putting down the stipulations of how to do this properly are the same ones that are governing it for the grocery stores.
Lance.
Yeah.
Remember that guy Steve you had on? Remember who had the transplant, the pancreatic transplant, transplant?
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago.
Steve,
I think his name was.
Vaguely, I remember you and him having a conversation about.
Because he kept saying.
Steve.
Yeah, because he kept saying that he's no longer diabetic. He was type 1 diabetic. He's no longer type 1 diabetic.
Yeah.
And I said, how?
They had it because it was replaced.
Twice.
Yeah.
So I'm saying to myself, now, how the hell did he beat that? I want to know about that one. Okay. Other than having a transplant. Okay. So now he's good to go. See what I'm saying? But he went through hell, but he's still on medication for for the acceptance medication for his body don't reject anti-rejection stuff and everything like that. Listen to him talk, and guess who he worked for? He worked for the FDA. And you know what he did? Graded meats. That's the conversation you want to have. I said to him, what's the difference between prime and choice?
Yeah. The guy out of South Carolina now. I'm sitting there. Yeah. Pieces and pieces are coming back. But yeah, the guy from South Carolina. I remember he is.
So I had said a few things to him. He said, yeah. He said, there is no fine line. It's that guy standing there like this. Boy, I had a rough night last night. That's prime. Well, I got this hangover. Yeah, that's prime too. Yeah, make that choice. Just fill out the chalkboard. Let me do my 8 and go home. That's my point. Okay, even with the FDA and all this other stuff, we got into it the other night about the eggs and stuff and all that. It's all controlled because of money. That's the bottom line. Well, that's my take on it anyway.
Here's my thing. Everybody. Tom tends to say that I have a lot of information in my head that just rattles around. But
I didn't call you a pinball machine. Come on.
Well, But anyway, I've done the research. Do you know how the FDA actually became a thing?
During the Depression, I believe.
Yes, it was. Well, it was about that era. It was when
They were eating cats and dogs and horses and
it was when everybody left the farms and went to, like, say, Chicago, and the Industrial Revolution. And guess who the company that actually made them into a thing was Heinz.
Hmm.
Because Heinz was making, a meat covery sauce, because most of the meats were kind of tainted because, lack of refrigeration and
tin
whatnot.
cans.
Yeah.
Tin cans.
But there was lack of refrigeration, so everybody's in the cities and they're dragging beef and whatnot all the way from the farms. So these Heinz decided to make ketchup. Well, these other companies started making ketchup, but they were putting sawdust and all this in there, and that's back when they were using all these different things and adding the milk to make milk, like, I can't remember what they were adding to it. There was something they were adding to milk in cities because it came from the farms 6 hours away. But
Well, look at baby formula.
oh, I know. But
Okay.
that's how he promoted to get the FDA to become a thing, just to govern.
I'm gonna explain to Lance real quick what we're talking about. Just like you're in the building business, or you are, okay? You had to get a license and stuff like that. So, what's the International Building Code? What is the number one thing on the International Building Code? Okay, it must meet what? Minimum standards.
Right.
Okay. So you're that close. You're that paying a guy $10 to go have lunch. You're that close from a disaster. You understand what I'm saying? And being that everybody's building stuff to the minimum, not the maximum, not the middle,
Right.
not the best quality, but the minimum has to be above, at least meet minimum standards. Okay. Electrical, plumbing, wood, framing, everything. Okay. So you're that close away from little payola to this guy to pass your building, to get your building up, and off you go. That's the same thing with the FDA, food inspectors. I used to have a clown come in a restaurant all the time, tell me, what's this right here? Soup. That has to be on the stove. I said, see that door right there? What color is it? He said, white. I said, it's the last time you're going to see that door. Get the hell out of here. No, the car. Don't come in here and tell me with my business what you're doing. You went to school. You went to school for maybe 7 hours to get this certificate that you have, and you're out ordering people around because you're looking for a free lunch. Oh, they hated me. They couldn't stand me. But that's what I'm talking about. It's like everything is to the minimum.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing, like, even in construction, like you're talking. Like, people that get OSHA certified to be a safety person.
Yeah.
They go through like a 4-hour class, and now all of a sudden you're a safety person.
Exactly. Yeah, I graduated Thursday, class of 7 p.m.
But
Lance looked like he's about ready to fall over. You tired, huh, buddy?
I mean, I've been on lives for, I don't even know, this weekend. Probably, well, 10 was the first night. Last night was probably another 10. So yeah, I've been on lives for over 20 hours since Friday. Over 20 hours. So plus today, 7 o'clock this evening.
And then another one on top of all that. It's ridiculous. You got so many government agencies that just throw us to the wind.
Yeah.
And I mean, originally they were developed to, look out for the common consumer. But now, who do they look out for?
Themselves. That's all.
Big agriculture, pharmaceutical companies. They're all in somebody's back pocket.
That's what makes the world go round. Money. Money makes the world go round. I had the maintenance guy here. He come last week, changed the light bulbs, and gave me put a filter in the furnace. Okay. I go in the bedroom. I get $5 bill. I says, "Give me a couple more of them filters. You don't have to keep coming back." Oh yeah. All right. Give him a $5 bill. Got two filters in there. I don't need him coming in and out. I can change it when I want. Very dusty here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that, I mean, he ain't supposed to do that.
No humidity. So just.
So I mean, yeah, all right, no problem. Give me a couple extra of them light bulbs. Whatever. If they're forever light bulbs, I said, nothing's forever, pal. He went out and gave me a box with 4 of them, 4 light bulbs in them. But that's what it's all about. And you hit these guys sideways with $10, $20, and whatever. And that's how regulated things are. Even with your pills and stuff. How about recalls? Okay, you don't hear too many recalls anymore, huh?
See, that's something that bugs me too. Is like, when we were growing up, you didn't hear about no drugs. Now you watch a TV show, normal TV. You're going to have 6 drug commercials in the meantime.
Yeah. I don't know. Don't make any sense to me, but I guess when
But
you're younger,
you can go to Canada. You could go to Canada or Mexico and buy the same thing for 10%.
Yeah.
I actually knew a feller when we was working down in South Texas. His parents, they needed heart pills, and he used to run down across the border. We was 4 miles from the Mexico border, and he used to run down there and he grabbed them heart pills. I mean, they had a prescription, but bringing them back across the border, about the 3rd time they stopped him. They was like, "We know what you're doing. This is the last time we're going to let you get by with it."
Yeah. I'm not saying everybody's on the take or anything like that, but that's how close we are.
But that was, they were paying $100 a pill up here. He could get them down there for like $50 for a bottle of 100.
Yeah.
So a lot of the Amish travel for their surgeries and stuff like that. Because again, in this area, everything's so damn expensive. They'll go to Mexico, wherever they go to. But I do know Mexico is one of them, but they'll go to a couple different places and they'll stay there and have their surgery and come on back and even follow. And they're still saving money with follow-ups. So
I've seen something. Go ahead.
It's such a big business, okay, that now I've been dealing with Quest. That's the ones that goofed me up, okay. So I said I had waiting for a call back from my insurance company, but I had talked to a lady. She said, I said, I want to switch. I'm going to move over to LabCorp to get my blood work done. Oh, you just can't move. This is who we have is Quest. And so, well, hold on a minute, lady. You're not listening to what I'm saying. Okay. All about taking care of the patient. Okay. But you're telling me you can't do that. And I'm paying you every month for this service. And you're telling me you can't do this. So you're regulating my life with your policies. I said, I don't understand that. And then everything starts changing. You know what I mean? So as soon as you go to cancel an appointment, because you have so many appointments a year that they know they're going to get paid for. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then whatever they come up with to go get blood work, services, x-rays, whatever, the whole 9 yards. Okay. Guy, eye doctor called me. Well, he didn't, but the girl called me. And she said, Mr. Garvey, 2 years ago, you were here to have your eyes checked. And the doctor has in the notes here that he thinks you may have cataracts. I said, I got a Lincoln. I don't have a cataract. She had no clue what I was talking about. And, like, Oh no, he said right here, cataracts. I said, no, I have a Lincoln. She didn't know what a Lincoln was. She didn't know what I was talking about. You know what I mean? But it's because I haven't been back to the doctor, eye doctor, in 2 years. Okay, that all of a sudden got to go back in again.
Did I tell you they released her?
You broke up, Chris.
I said, did I tell you they finally released her?
Oh, they did finally.
Finally.
Yeah, they got enough. They got enough payroll.
Yeah. But it was kind of like, well, I think you're as good as we can get you right now. But if things don't get any better, then, you know. And I was like, basically, he's dumping you off. And, you know, with this going through workman's comp and all, you know, that's a whole big deal. And she's like, well, you know, I've kind of been the one dealing with workman's comp. No, the doctors and, you know, their office is the one been dealing with workman's comp.
Yeah, you
so now,
no control.
Now, like a year down the road, if you ain't no better, and, you know, the doctor may, like, decline your case or whatever, you know, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, they did release her. She's at, like, 85, 90% of where she was.
Did they say she went back to work?
Well, she's been back to work, but she was on light duty there for a long time.
Yeah. I had a friend of mine who worked for an attorney who handled accident cases.
Right.
You know, people lose a finger or, you know, or a toe or whatever, you know, that kind of stuff. And there's actually, he told me there's actually a guide of how much everything is worth. You go when you lose one or two fingers, that's a certain set payment.
Right. And that's exactly what he said. He said, you know, well, I've got to state, you know, what percentage you're at, but that's all going to take place in the background. So he wouldn't come out and tell us where he thought she was.
Yeah.
You know.
And
I mean, this all entailed, you know, her basically blacking out, falling down on a tile floor, and having a pacemaker put in, shoulder surgery 9 months later. You know, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's been like a year. I mean, dude, she wasn't even allowed to drive for almost a year. And she had physical therapy like 3 days a week.
Unbelievable.
And physical therapy was like 35 minutes away.
After I broke my leg, when I came out here, I broke my leg in North Carolina, but then I broke back in 2020, I broke my foot. Figure this one out. I broke the top of my foot, the instep, okay?
Yeah.
And my ankle. So I was in a cast for that for a while. So they said to me, we had you on, I think they gave me like 7 days worth of oxycodone, okay? Can't give you no more of that. Okay. I didn't ask for it in the first place.
When I broke this, you know, it's kind of shaped like a Z a little bit.
Yes.
They give me hydros for 9 months.
Whoa.
But I was in the cast up to my shoulder. Yeah. Like I said, you know, that was 17 breaks.
He said the doctor said to me, he said, well, your break is kind of unusual. He said, and I know it's painful. I said, I don't want that. I'm good with it. He says, well, can I ask, what are you doing? I said, I smoke a joint. Okay, before I go to bed. I sleep like a baby. I get up. If the pain's too bad, I'll take a couple Tylenol and I'll just stay off it. I don't want that joint. I don't want no part of that kind of stuff. Because then what happens is it starts leading to other stuff. Not that I'm going to be doing heroin or anything like that. All right. But then that constant chronic crying about pain. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Smoke a couple joints, go to sleep, wake up, happy guy. Although I did start listening to the Dead again. I don't know what that was all about.
Well, when I broke my wrist, that was when I was 28. So that was 22 years ago. That's when hydros were still, you know,
Yeah.
you could get them no problem. Now it's a thing. Oh yeah, I can get 5 if I needed to.
You're not doing any good. You know what scared me today? My neighbor down around the corner from me a little bit, but I could see where his place is. And all of a sudden I see the paramedics come in. And why they got to do this? Why they got to bring in a fire truck and the paramedics? Okay, 10 people. You know, to me, it's a waste of taxpayer money. Then they got the trucks running with the diesel. You know,
Yeah.
I really sound like that guy. Get off my lawn, right?
Yep.
They carried this poor bastard out, and I tell you what, I don't. From what I heard, he's not doing real well at all. But that's the end result, man. That's it.
Well, it's like, you know, she works in a nursing home, so you know, I'll go like pick her up. So I like pull up in the handicap front parking space, and 3 out of 5 days, the ambulance pulls in. They unloading somebody or loading somebody up.
When I first met this guy, talking like a normal guy the whole bit. I said, "Man, what'd you do for a living?" He said, "How's it? Union insulator." Oh, how much asbestos did you suck in? He says, "Yeah." He says, "I got lung cancer." When I met him, I said, "Oh boy," and it just
Mesothelioma.
that must have been a year, I guess, a year ago, whatever. And see, this guy was a big, tall, strapping guy. See him look like a skeleton the other night when they took him out.
I got a feller I work with, and he's the same age as me. And his father, he was in the Air Force, and he passed away from mesothelioma. What is it? I don't even know how to say that word.
Mesothelioma or something like that.
Yeah, it's asbestos and inhalation.
Mm-hmm. That's basically what this guy has.
And I mean, like, when I was working at Fort Knox, I mean, there was, a few times they'd have to, like, totally bag a whole section so they could clean that mess out.
Yeah. He had one of them Nissans, the 2-seaters, convertible.
Yeah.
The whole bit all dolled up and everything. I see him come around the corner. He had a for sale sign on him. I said, Mike, what's wrong? How come you selling a car? He says, watch this act. I can't get out of the freaking thing. Trying to get in and out. But here's this guy right here. I mean, you work all your life. You try to do the right thing. Try to do the best thing. You get lied to constantly about stuff, right? And end up that way. So.
But, it's kind of messed up, though. Like I said, working in Fort Knox, they'd have to, like, bag in a whole section and clean out all the asbestos. I was rewiring barracks.
That's right, Alvin. That's what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, Chris.
So
that's what I'm talking about on a chimney.
All them kids were in them barracks inhaling.
Oh yeah.
But although asbestos is fine as long as you don't disturb it.
Yeah. So was my first wife.
So they say.
Yeah. Lance, that's why you retired, right? Because of that bull crap?
I got tired of dealing with that bull crap. Not that I dealt with it daily, but I've dealt with it probably 4 times over 2021. That's enough. I mean, I was face in it. It wasn't like I was at a distance. I was face in it, removal.
Yeah.
Remediation, and I was done with it, and then all of a sudden you start getting bronchitis and everything else like that, and you're no longer healthy anymore,
That could be an effect also that you have.
I can remember in my high school, our wood shop. I know daggone well, and I mean, I was only in my early teens. I know daggone well there was asbestos in that ceiling.
Yeah. Lance, got to keep that in the back of your mind also.
Huh?
The asbestos. The asbestos stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Not that it would quit, but it could have complications of that, respiratory type of things. Also, something to seek.
Lance, get out and walk every day.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm going to do this weekend. I got a treadmill in the basement over here. It's in my old office that just turned into a catch-all, and I'm going to get it out. Not get it out, but just take stock. I got an old dog crate in there. Just in there. Got some moving blankets and some boxes of stuff that we don't use and just needs to go up in the attic type thing. And I'll be able to use that treadmill, but I'm going to put it to work here shortly.
Yeah.
You need to make more pop pipe videos. You need to make more videos. You need to be out there a little bit more with that. That'll keep you busy as hell, believe me.
Yeah, no, I am. I've got quite a few in mind already. I've got some that I think are going to blow people away. You hate to practice something because the cost of every damn thing. So I'm like this Asian style. I mean, that was just something I'd never done, never heard of. But what am I going to lose, and how am I going to find out? And I can't keep buying bags of shrimp just to taste it.
That's where I'm at.
Well, I told Connor the other night. I was talking about our yogurt failure. Tom.
Yeah.
I was telling him, I was like, dude, we still got to eat it. It ain't just going to go away.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really like it that much. I'm like, well, we got to eat it so we can try again.
All right.
Yeah. This me trying to, I mean, it would be real easy for me to turn around and say, and a lot of people say, you should really, you're hindering yourself. You should really get rid of the keto end of it and just put, Tom Cooks or whatever, something like that. But that's not what it's about. Okay. It's about that part of it where I'm showing you could take normal food. You don't have to buy the overpriced keto stuff. That's no good for you anyway. Okay. You can take normal food and just leave a few things out, change it, alter it a little bit. And there you go. Okay. Like I'm saying, Lance, you don't have type 2. Okay. You're trying to cut back on the carbs. That's great. Keep doing it. Okay. You don't have to stop everything. Just mosey along. Keep what you're doing. You're not obviously not overweight. You don't have any type 2 issues and stuff like that, other than these doctors scaring the living bejesus out of you about going on pills and stuff. Stick to your guns, man. Just keep doing, Lance. Just keep going. What you're doing.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that's the big part of it anyway. My wife says to me, I told her, I said, I think I got to get another camera. I said, because I did a couple videos the other day and I did 15 minutes. I thought the camera was on. It was never on. So when I go to I think the camera's on, I go to hit the button, shut it off, then it turns on. So I upload, because I can watch it, but the screen is so small, so I got to upload it onto the computer. So the first part of the video come up, you son of a bitch, look at this. What I thought I was turning it off, it was actually turning the camera on. So I did a whole day like that. You know what I mean? So there, like Chris said, can't be wasting food. That one collab I was in, I shot the whole thing in slow motion, not paying attention. And then it took me almost a week to get it built back up again.
Yeah, I remember that video.
So I think I'm going to look into a different camera, something a little bit Hey, I'm starting to get a little bit of capital coming in from it. Not a lot, but I'm getting some money coming in, and I'm going to put it back to the channel. Back into it again until I
I
can't
had
do it
said
anymore.
something to her about buying the new GoPro.
Well, I'm going to tell you why I'm going to. Well, I have 2 new ones, plus I have 3 of them, 3 of the same cameras. But the one I dropped, remember I told you, Lance, and they sent me out one. I had
Yeah.
to buy one.
I remember that.
Well, I got in a big screaming match with Amazon about it, and everything's computer generated, and you're talking to somebody from who knows where that don't understand what you're saying.
See, Amazon used to have the best customer service. Amazon and Apple both used to have the best customer service there was.
This
Used
camera,
to.
yeah, this camera I have is made directly in China.
I know. I remember the whole deal.
Yeah, but now you know what? They shut down all industries in there. Everybody's still wearing the masks and stuff over there. They haven't opened back up again.
Well, it's like
I must have sent
I
50,
bought
50 emails about it. They're not. So I got to get a little bit better.
I bought last Black Friday, not this past, last one. Last Black Friday, they had this big sale on this big pillow thing. And I bought it. It was like a lifelong pillow, blah, blah, blah. And I got it. And they were like, it'll keep you happy no matter what, blah, blah, blah. So
my first wife.
I get it. And I mean, it's got like cut up, like you remember the latex foam pillows like we had when we was kids?
Yeah.
Well, this was like cut up latex, and I slept on it for about a week or 2, and then just. Well, I called them. Well, we don't. The number I called actually is not that company anymore, and that company had to give me the number to the pillow company. So apparently they already had that on hand. And they sent me a big box of foam and another pillow because the one I got wasn't refillable. So I ended up with 2 pillows for the price of one, but still stupid.
I don't know.
But I mean, I remember. Go ahead.
I think I'm going to pull the plug on this one, start working towards bedtime here.
Yep.
Get
I'm
some
just going to
sleep.
say the same thing. I'm just going to say
I
the
got
same
it.
thing. Pack it up.
I got a few things I need to do tomorrow, but nothing really stressful, but I do have to get them out. I got to do some logo work. I don't like logo.
I need to make the logo.
I'm taking 2 melatonin and going to bed.
Oh, God. I'd be out for about 2 days.
Yeah, I don't think I'll need anything. I'm just going to go ahead and just crash. I got a couple of things to close down here, though. But
all right, buddy.
All right, well, I appreciate y'all coming in. That's for sure.
Have a good night. I'll be talking to you guys.
Okay.
Adios.
Chris, Tom, thanks a lot. All right, Chris, thank you.
Night, brother.